Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports, RSN YouTube, regionsports.com, and IHSAATV.org. We come to you tonight from Chesterton on the campus of Chesterton High School as Von Tobel presents the Valparaiso Vikings versus the Chesterton Trojans. I'm Ryan Zimmerman alongside Doug Nelson. Doug, a win last week for Chesterton, their first of the Duneland Athletic Conference season against LaPorte last week, but at what cost? Starting quarterback Sebastian Boswell goes down with a torn ACL, and that leads to the beginning of the Brady McCormick era for the Trojans.
Brady's well fit for the system. He's coach's son. His dad Wally's on the staff, so they're prepared. They're ready to go. It's going to be a tough challenge here tonight against Valpo, but Chesterton's got things headed in the right direction with what they have at this time.
They're already 1-1 in the Duneland Athletic Conference schedule. Still an outside shot to win the conference, but certainly an uphill battle, especially considering the opponents they're going up against tonight in Valparaiso. Doug, you and I had that game last week against Michigan City where they just ran roughshod all over the Wolves, and they have proven to be a very tough nut to crack early on in the conference season.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen the balance and the firepower that Valpo's got, and Chesterton's going to have to find a way to figure out how to limit that. Whether that might be just maintaining the football as much as they can, controlling the clock. We'll see. Again, we have two coaching staffs that are very familiar with one another. They're all friends, and they all get after it on Friday nights, but they're buddies in the off season, and so it'll be an interesting challenge. There's no secrets here tonight. Valpo's got what they have, and Chesterton's got what they're having. They're still trying to figure it out, as with Boswell being injured.
This should certainly make for a very tightly contested matchup. Two schools that aren't located too far apart. This is a rivalry that goes back a long time. Certainly I would say there's no bad blood, but I got the phrase mixed up. There's a lot of bad blood between these two schools.
Well, there is. It's a battle of Meridian/Campbell Street, right? And they have a traveling trophy that they play for. But, again, you can't. I kind of mentioned it, during the week about you kind of throw the records out. They're both weird things happen in this game. Chesterton is going to try to keep it close and give themselves a chance at the end to win. But great rivalry. You're talking about families that have played, for generations against each other. So literally right down the road, maybe 10, 12 minutes, depending on the stoplight at Ridge Road. But
very true.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a fun one. It'll be an interesting chess match here tonight.
Certainly no love lost between these DAC rivals. We'll take a break, but when we come back, the starting lineups for tonight's game. This is Game Night built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Jonathan Flotter.
Update your...
That's what I meant to say at the
Update your kitchen or bathroom with Von Tobel. Get 20% off select cabinets now through October 28th. Von Tobel has cabinets and vanities in a range of styles and colors. Plus, built-in storage, countertops, and flooring. Our designers will help you find the perfect selections for your style and budget. Scan to visit VonTobels.com today to book your free consultation at one of our 4 Indiana showrooms. Von Tobel. Building better together.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
We're just about 9 minutes away from kickoff as Chesterton and Valparaiso get set to square off here in Chesterton, Indiana. Welcome back to Game Night, built by Von Tobel here on the Region Sports Network. Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Doug Nelson as pregame coverage continues. With that, it's time for today's starting lineups, sponsored by Gladish Law Group. Gladish Law Group, they're here to help. Action, not words. We'll start with the Valparaiso offense, a team that put up 31 points last week against Michigan City. This is how they line up tonight. Along the offensive line, it's Matt Hofer, Ben Reichard, DeAndre Price, Caden Reeder, and Caleb Sharp. Justin Clark, the starting quarterback, Travis Davis, the running back. The receiver group made up of Keegan Begley, Julian Stokes, and Scotty Bradney. Carter Emmett is the H-back. Doug, they just ran all over Michigan City last week. They've got to come into this one with a lot of momentum.
Yeah, they're averaging over 270 yards on the ground this year. And then we've talked about it with Clark, with Davis, of course, and the three-headed monster that they have. They can move the ball with Berta. And again, Gage Finley, who he didn't get much playing time in the varsity game last night. I'd like to see him on the field tonight, but it's pick your poison. It's going to be interesting to see if Chesterton just dares him to throw it all night. I would like to see some kind of, see how they do it and adjustments made. And again, we've talked about it, but Chesterton and Valpo could play each other again in sectional 10. So we'll see how much they want to show each other.
As for the Chesterton defense, a unit that allowed just 7 points last week against LaPorte, this is how they stack up tonight. Running a 4-3 defense, they listed Brady McCormick as one of their starting DNs. That is obviously not the case since he's their starting quarterback, but the remainder of the starting defensive line, Michael Zielinski, Mason Conaway, and Owen Edlin. The linebacking core made up of Josh Davis, Cole Gonzalez, and Lucas Anderson. And the defensive backs, Josue McLemore, Chase Stavis, Hayden DeMarco, and Ethan Chasko. I would imagine Logan Fair takes McCormick's place on the D-line.
Yeah, again, they held LaPorte to 7 points last week, and that's tough to do in a high school football game. So they are very they have a quality defensive staff. They take pride in that year in and year out. Coach Peterson and his staff have always been a very defensive-minded team and keep themselves in the game. So. They're like we mentioned, they're going to have their hands full with Valpo and their ability to run the ball and throw the ball with Scotty Bradney and his core of receivers. So it's going to be an interesting challenge here for Coach Peterson and his staff.
To your point, Doug, this is a unit that's allowed just under 15 points per game through their first 4. Certainly a stout front, but they will have their hands full with Valparaiso's high-octane rushing attack. Shifting things over to the Chesterton offense, this is how they'll take the field tonight. Across the offensive line, it's John Landeros, Carlos Leone, Andrew Hyman, Braxton Ozug, and Ryan Booza. The starting quarterback, that's Brady McCormick. Garrett Lewis, the starting running back. The two receivers, Alex Santucci and Cameron Chadwick. Connor Hansen is the tight end.
Yeah, you got Garrett Lewis is averaging about 85 yards on the ground a game. Again, they're going to try to maintain the ball. They're going to try to control the clock and keep the Valpo offense off the field, but sometimes that's easier said than done.
We talked about Chesterton's defense only allowing 7 points last week. Valparaiso did the exact same thing against Michigan City. This is how they line up for this Duneland Athletic Conference matchup. They run a 4-4 as opposed to Chesterton's 4-3. Along the defensive line, it's Dylan McGuire, Caleb Ortiz, Ruben Wall, and Parker Gleason. The linebacking core, Tommy Ampeliotis, Sammy Ampeliotis, Brendan Gagan, and Ty Veen. And in the defensive backfield, Tyler Verschure, Tice Morris, and Jacob Moore.
Man, we've seen him, this is the last 2 or 3 weeks. We've seen him and Ty Veen and the Ampliotis brothers. They are tough inside. Ty Veen is going to lay the lumber tonight. You're going to see some highlight hits out of him tonight. He's an exciting player, makes things happen. And this defense of Valpo, I'm telling you, they're going to bring up their safeties. They're going to challenge McCormick and the Chesterton offense to throw the football. So it may or may not be there. Play action might be set up. And like we talked about, they can defend from sideline to sideline with the best of them. So what a challenge for the Chesterton offense.
That was your starting lineup for tonight's matchup, brought to you by our friends at Gladish Law Group. Gladish Law Group continues to be recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a top law firm. Visit GladishLaw.com for more information. Before we send it to break, we'll take a look at our Economy Electric Heating and Cooling Friday night forecast. And it's starting to turn a little bit towards fall weather, but we're not quite there yet. 68 degrees as of right now. That's expected to drop to around 60 by the time it's all said and done. A nice, cool mid-September evening. One last taste of summer for all those in attendance tonight.
Beautiful evening for high school football. Here in about a month, those leaves will be changing, and we'll wish we had this weather. So we're going to appreciate this one here tonight.
That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. With a 24/7 emergency service, comfort isn't far away. We'll send it to break, but when we return, the Quintel kickoff between the Valparaiso Vikings and the Chesterton Trojans. You're watching Game Night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Both teams are out of the locker room. It's nearly that time here on Game Night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network. A Duneland Athletic Conference matchup between two of the closest schools to each other in the conference, in the Valparaiso Vikings and the Chesterton Trojans. Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Doug Nelson. Doug, both of these teams are coming off big wins, although both squads are in vastly different places coming into this contest. But with this being the big rivalry that it is, you mentioned it during the Open, throw their records out the window. Rivalries just bring out the best in both teams.
They really do, and we're talking about Valpo. Valpo comes in ranked number 1 in the Sagarin polls in 5A in the state of Indiana.
Your Chesterton Trojans.
And number 2 in the coaches poll. So,
At this time,
this is a very quality team. And Chesterton, like you said, Coach Peterson, year in and year out, develop a strong program. Things happen in cycles. This isn't their year. They're going to go through some lumps this year, but their eyes are on the future and trying to get better, and that's what they'll do.
And Skylar Larson.
Still a lot of time left in the regular season, but for this Valparaiso team, they're coming off that state championship. And we talked about this last week as well. They had a real eye-opener in their Week 1 loss against Penn, but ever since, they have been locked in, and it's resulted in a 3-game win streak.
Yeah, I think they're getting stronger week in and week out. I really do. We've seen them the last couple of 2 or 3 weeks.
Valparaiso will receive
as a coach, you're keeping them focused on right now. You got to stay in the moment because if they get caught looking ahead, they got a big one next week in Crown Point. That's for the Duneland title as of right now. But and that's going to be a good one. So you got to keep them focused for tonight because Chesterton is just laying in the weeds, right? They're just waiting for something to happen. They're going to try to take advantage of any kind of mistake that Valpo makes.
Well, if you want that game to matter,
that's
you got to win tonight.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier.
Your admission to this IHSAA event.
Chesterton has won the coin toss and elected to defer, so Valparaiso will get the football to start tonight's contest.
Encouragement and support.
Scotty Bradney and Austin McKenzie are back deep to receive. J.P. Makrovitz will kick it away. Of course, this kickoff is brought to you by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Doug, before we get this one started, what are your biggest keys to the game?
Again, we talked about if you're Valpo, if you're the favorite in any game, just don't shoot yourself in the foot, right? Take care of the football, and you've got the experience of Valpo. When we talk about it, 19 of 22 starters are returning. You're not going to give them much that they haven't seen or experienced. So don't shoot yourself in the foot. Stay inside the chains. If you're Chesterton, you've got to control. You got to keep the Valpo offense off the field. You have to maintain the ball. Use that play clock. Let Brady McCormick do his work. They're going to move the ball on the ground. They're very ground heavy. So manage the clock and don't give the other team the ball.
Makrovitz tees up the football. Valparaiso switch to a 3-deep back to return. Bradney, McKenzie, and Julian Stokes will get this one started. The fans are rearing to go here in Chesterton. Makrovitz ready. Here we go. A short kick. Stokes takes it inside his own 10. Darting up the middle, has a little room, big hole, and he dives forward to just shy of the 40-yard line. A big return to start things off for Valparaiso, and they get started offensively with brilliant field position.
Yeah, they have a great mix of size and speed, don't they, Ryan? I mean, their line was there. He followed the blockers great, and I like how he did in pitter-patter. He went straight north-south, and, attack and get what you can.
Justin Clark gets set to orchestrate this Valparaiso offense. Davis, the running back, on his left hip. Bradney moves across formation as the offense gets started. Handoff up the gut, flags fly. Davis gets stood up at the 43, but this might just be a free play for Valparaiso.
There's a flag on the play.
That's a sideline warning.
Turns out just to be a sideline warning, Doug, you're right. The down counts, so 2nd and 5 for the Valparaiso offense at their own 43.
You're going to call that first play of the game. That's something you talk about, I'm sure, in the coaches' meeting, with your officials. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. That's why I said you don't need to give Valpo any more help than they got.
They go right back to Davis up the gut, has the first down and a little more, drags a couple Chesterton defenders with him to midfield. And Chesterton just gets an early
number
dose
18,
of Travis Davis early. That's a Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
Yeah, Travis Davis, we've seen it. The first guy doesn't bring him down. He's gonna. You have to gang tackle him, and you have to go low at the legs. You try to tackle him high. He is so strong. And again, you talk about the line of Valpo, and I'm gonna get into those names a little bit later, but they deserve a lot more, recognition than they probably get. So, we're going to give them their pub here tonight.
5 on the play clock for Valparaiso. It's a speed option left. It's pitched to Davis, but Chesterton takes him down
Davis
for a short gain.
Great pursuit there by the Chesterton D. Great read there by Clark. You run at that defensive end and kick out when he commits. So good hands by Davis too. I don't know if you saw that. That was a fingertip catch.
Looked like it may have been a forward pass the way that Clark angled it to him.
Good hands.
Goes as a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Valparaiso in Chesterton territory for the first time. The Trojans stack the box. They go up the gut with Davis again, but the Chesterton front four was ready.
Yeah, again, they're selling out. Again,
DeMarco.
You got to, I know we've mentioned it, but you got to kind of pick your poison and say, okay, we're not going to let this guy beat us here tonight, or at least this play. But, again, their offensive coordinators on the sideline and upstairs here, they see something and maybe they'll fake that and do a play action with Clark, and he makes those reads, man. And he's got a lot of room on the white side of the field here.
Valparaiso faces their first third down tonight. It's a 3rd and 6 at the Chesterton 46. Clark to throw. Towards the flat, he's got Thomas Berta in plenty of space. The first down and more gets leveled at the 27, but a big play for Valparaiso. Their first time putting the ball in the air, and it results in a big gain.
Yeah, we've seen him. We saw him there last week in that tight end position. When you have Berta in the tight end position, that gives you a lot of flexibility. He's got the speed of a receiver, as a slot, maybe as a slot guy. So good clear out. They cleared it out, and the defense was looked like they got caught in a little bit of a man coverage there. No one was on this side of the field.
Valparaiso back to work, 3 wide out of shotgun. Clark back to pass towards the flat, incomplete.
He's got to come back to the ball. Scotty Bradney's got to come back to the ball a little bit. His feet got stuck, and the defender was right there behind him with good timing.
Ethan Chasko just got in there perfectly to knock the ball free.
Yeah.
That's Clark's first incompletion, 2nd down and 10. Chesterton once again puts 7 in the box, expecting run. 1 high safety behind as well. Receiver goes in motion. They go with the option left side. Clark keeps it, but Chesterton wraps him up for a minimal gain.
Great defense there by Chesterton. Again, a little bit of assignment football there. That was great job by the Chesterton secondary.
Lucas Anderson.
It was a good quality tackle, good fundamental tackle.
Valparaiso now in 3rd and long. You have to imagine, given their kicking situation, Drayden Wilcox has only made 1 field goal this entire season. You have to be thinking 2 downs to get 9 yards here.
Yeah, you don't need it all on this play, right? You just get maybe half of it, and then take what you can on 4th down.
Valpo goes 4 wide. Pressure coming. Clark stands tall over the middle. Wide open. Julian Stokes inside the 10. Bounces off tacklers, and no signal yet. He's in.
Clark's pass is complete.
A 26-yard strike. Clark to Stokes, and Valparaiso draws first blood.
Chesterton was playing pretty soft there on the corner. That little slant pattern is going to be wide open all night because the linebackers are coming in really committing to stop the run, as you mentioned.
6-0 Valparaiso. A long drive results in an opening drive TD. Drayden Wilcox on for the extra point. His kick is perfect. 7-0 Valparaiso. The combination of Clark and Davis carve up the Chesterton defense.
Well, it was good to see, like we mentioned, we've had Valpo go for 2 or 3 weeks here, but it was nice to see Clark throw the ball. He was very smooth. Timing was real good.
Before Chesterton gets the ball for the first time tonight, we'll send it a break. Valparaiso with an opening drive touchdown leads it 7-0. You're watching Game Night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Crusader Homes.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I am proud that my family's been doing business here for nearly 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart by the negligence of others, and everything from unguarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, paralegals, and staff know that insurance companies and their lawyers will go to great lengths to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your one and only opportunity to seek fair compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
Out of bounds. There's a flag on the play.
A Quintel kickoff out of bounds gets us back to action here in Chesterton on Game Night in the region, built by Von Tobel. Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Doug Nelson. Valparaiso leads 7-0, scoring on their opening drive, but Chesterton will have good field position for their first drive as well, following the illegal kickoff.
Well, I just love watching this Valpo defense fly
the
around.
Trojans will begin their drive, 1st and 10.
Again, it's going to be a challenge for the Chesterton offense. They just want to maintain the clock. They want to maintain the football as much as they possibly can.
Brady McCormick leads the Chesterton offense for his first drive as their unquestioned starting quarterback. He came in relief last week when Sebastian Boswell went down. Now it's his time to shine. He immediately hands it off to Garrett Lewis, tries to find space around the outside, but Valparaiso swarms to set him back.
Garrett Lewis carries
a late
the ball
flag
for the
comes
Trojans.
in, though. But if this goes against Chesterton, Valparaiso forced a loss. They might want to take the down here. It goes as an illegal block in the back against Chesterton. We'll see what Valparaiso, holding against Chesterton. We'll see what the Vikings want to do here.
Yeah, they are accepting the penalty. Chesterton does not want to get in a position where they have to throw the football.
Well, immediately after just one negated play, they might have to, with McCormick calling the shots. Only 31 attempted passes this season. Doesn't have the most experience, but he's a guy that this Chesterton team trusts.
Again, he's a coach's son. He's had the ball in his hands for as long as he could walk. So he'll get the Trojans where they want to be.
It's 1st and 17 from their own 28. McCormick hands off Lewis, bounces towards right tackle. Valparaiso gobbles him up. Brendan Gagan the first to hit him. Valparaiso once again gets to Chesterton with a strong push up front.
Yeah, again, I think that's what Valparaiso
past the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that's good field position.
Clark rolls out, pressure coming left. He senses it and takes off himself up the middle, sheds a tackler, and goes down at the
Clark
40.
the
That's
for the
enough
Vikings.
for a 4 seasons first down.
That's the challenge of trying to stop Valpo, right? You have the
made
running
by number
backs that they
54,
have,
Cole Gonzalez.
the receivers that they have, the speed and the size up front, and then you have an experienced quarterback that just tucks it in and gets what he can and get a first down.
Such an impressive athletic display on the last 2 plays for Clark. As you said, he's got that veteran presence under center, a guy that led this Valpo team to the state title last year, and he just continues to get better week after week. Chesterton loads up front, handoff goes to Davis, tries to bounce it outside, has a little room, and storms ahead to the Chesterton
Davis carries the ball for
35.
the Vikings.
So Chesterton is playing a little
Stop by
3-4
number
defense
42,
there.
Parker Westmoreland.
3 down linemen in your linebackers gives them some room to react a little bit to where the ball's going. So, but when the linemen can get to the second layer of the Chesterton defense, that's a real problem for Chesterton.
Chesterton on schedule offensively is 2nd and 5. The Trojans show blitz. The H-back Damari Gordon moves across the formation. They go with a shovel pass to him around the outside. Chesterton stacks him up for no gain.
Yeah, those
Gordon carries
Chesterton
the ball
backers
for the
are really,
Vikings.
they're plugging up holes, aren't they?
Stop by
They're
number
coming.
6, Hayden DeMarco.
Again, you're trying to, it's like a math problem. There's, 5 or 6 of them and 5 of the line. You got to try to find a gap and get in the Valparaiso backfield. And they're doing a pretty good job here right now in this drive.
Once again,
Trojan
inside
fans, make
Chesterton
some
territory,
noise.
Valparaiso faces a 3rd down. Last time they were in this spot, Clark hit his receiver Stokes for a touchdown. What do the Vikings dial up here? They hand it off up the middle. Davis bounces off one Chesterton defender, but a wave bring him down
Davis carries
for
the
a
ball for
gain
the
of
Vikings.
just 1. And now
He stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Valparaiso has
Number
a
90,
decision to
Owen
make.
Edlin.
Well, we've talked about in the past how Clark is also their punter. He will take a couple steps back and punt. But one thing that impresses me about Valpo also is they never are panicking, right? I mean, they're always under control.
Trojan
Again,
fans, let's
they've
get
been in this
loud.
situation. It's 4th and 4.
4th down.
They can get that with a multitude of guys that they have.
They line up 3 receivers to the right side. Clark will throw. Quick pattern over the middle.
Uh-oh.
It's tipped and incomplete. Nearly intercepted by Josue McLemore, but Chesterton will take it anyways. It's a
For number
turnover
24,
on down.
Julian
Great
Stokes
stop
falls
there by the
incomplete
Chesterton D.
On 4th down.
Had a chance for
The Trojans
a
will
little
take over
interception,
on downs.
but
1st and
they
10
have the ball either way.
from their
So
own 34-yard
I like
line.
the fastball that Clark threw. The timing was there. He put it up where his guy can get it up high, and it just went through his hands.
Take 2 for Brady McCormick in the Chesterton offense. Valparaiso leads this game 7-0, 3:46 to go in the first quarter. How does Chesterton build off their 3-and-out from the last drop? The Trojans line up in shotgun. They hand it off to Lewis to the left side. He cuts up field
Lewis carries
and
the ball
turns
for
what
the
could have been a
Trojans.
loss of 5
Stop is
into
made.
about a loss of 1.
By number 2.
Again, but that shows the speed of the
Thomas
Valpo D. They
Ampliotis.
turned him back to the middle, and Ampilotis was in there, on the tackle. But the lineman did a great job of turning that back inside. I think if you're Chesterton, you have to commit to the ground game a little bit and try to take some time off the clock, even if you have to punt here in a couple minutes. But limit the time that Valpo has the ball in their hands.
The referees give Chesterton a favorable spot. It goes as no gain. 2nd and 10. Ball still remains at their own 34. Before the snap, flags fly. Looks
There's
like
a
there
flag
was a little
before the snap.
movement up front from the Chesterton O-line.
Again, we talked about it.
Ball start.
You do not want to get in the position of Chesterton having to throw the football. I mean, they just can't get behind the chains. And those are self-inflicted problems
If
there.
you can point your attention to the track near the south end zone.
And those are the penalties
Let's
that
give it
come
up
down
for Luke
directly to
Hansen,
coaching,
Nate
too. How
McBride,
disciplined are
Nick
you
Christensen,
pre-snap?
Oh, yeah,
Marty
but it's also
McLaughlin,
discipline
Maya Jacobs,
from your student
and
athletes.
Skylar
right?
Larson.
But it's
our
also because of the
honorary
pressure that
captain.
Valpo's putting on you. That he flinches. He knows he's got to move quick.
Chesterton still yet to get to net positive yardage-wise. McCormick drops back, rolls to his left, pressure
He's got
coming.
room.
He decides to take off. past the 40, pushed out of bounds at
McCormick
around the
keeps the ball for the
44.
Trojans.
A big scramble for Brady McCormick. That looked like a sure
Push out of
sack,
bounds, right number
but
11,
instead,
Brendan Gagan.
Chesterton in 3rd and short.
That was a great read by the young man. Again, I think he's got great football IQ. He
The
reads,
results of the play
and we talked
is a
about it last
Trojan
week, that
first
play clock, you got like 3 seconds to get rid of the ball.
down.
Right, you got like 3 seconds, 1,000, 2,000. Oh, the line's going to get me, so I got to make a decision. That was a great read.
The referees spot this football at the 44. The second look gives them a new set of downs. Their first 4 seasons first down tonight. Play clock running down. McCormick has to burn a timeout. It got to around 5. It looked like
Timeout,
Chesterton was a little discombobulated offensively.
Either that or Brady's trying to catch his breath a little bit. It might have been a combination of both, but
Yeah, he covered about 25 yards for a gain of 10 there.
yeah, well, that's a first down, big time first down. And again, you want to make sure you got a chance here to to keep the ball and get a chance to score.
It's 7-0 Valparaiso. The lone scorer to this point tonight, a Justin Clark
Tonight's
touchdown
game is
pass
being
to
broadcast
Julian
by the Region
Stokes.
Sports
But now
Network
Chesterton's
on the
offense
internet
might have
at
some momentum
regionsports.com.
after picking up their first 4 season first down tonight.
When you are the underdog, the longer you can keep it close, the better your chances. Of course, right? So you're trying again. I know I keep saying it, but it's something that is so huge tonight as far as momentum. You've got a great crowd on both sides again with the rivalry game. So keep them behind you. You want to keep that energy and that urgency in the game as long as you can.
Chesterton's offense breaks the huddle. They're back to work on their own 44. McCormick gives it off to Lewis off the right side. Breaks one tackle, but can't get away from the second wave.
Lewis with the carry.
Once again, Valparaiso's front seven just continues to overpower Chesterton's
Tackle is made
offensive
for the
line.
Vikings by number 6, Jacob Moore.
Yeah, Jacob Moore in on the tackle, but again, that's a gang tackle. The defensive line turns it back to the middle to allow the secondary and linebackers to catch up to the ball. But again, it's the challenge of scoring on Valparaiso because they do a great job of plugging up the middle with their big guys, and the speed of the secondary really limits your opportunity to get outside the hashes.
It goes as a loss of a half yard, still 2nd and 10. McCormick lines up in shotgun empty set. They go with the quick throw to the far sidelines, out of reach of his target. He wanted Cameron Chadwick, just put a little too much zip on that ball.
Yeah, good little out pattern. You got to try that to see if it's going to be there tonight, and maybe that later sets up the slant and go or up and out. So, that you got to give that a chance every once in a while. But I think you have to put yourself in position where you can run the football.
Chesterton faces another 3rd and long, exactly contrary to what you think Chesterton needs right now. This is a throwing down.
Yeah. Well, they still have the opportunity to maybe run a little RPO. Brady can see if the end's stuck in.
McCormick rolls right, shakes out of a sack, fires to the sideline, out of reach of his target. He wanted the halfback Lewis on the wheel route, but he slips as the ball hits turf, and Chesterton has to punt.
I believe, again, a great read. But, that shows the strength of Brady McCormick as well. He shed a tackle, but I think the defensive end was collapsing on him. He had to throw it maybe a little sooner than he wanted to throw it.
Alex Drews is on to punt this one away. Thomas Berta and Tyler Verschure back for Valparaiso deep. Both return men set up on their own 20-yard line. A short kick but high, has some height. Verschure takes it at his own 30. Breaks to the right side, he's got a little space. Past the 50, runs into a Chesterton wall, and he gets shoved out just past midfield.
On the return for the Vikings.
22-yard return for Tyler Verschure, and that gives Valparaiso their best starting field position so far tonight.
Yeah, they've had, for their 3rd possession, they've had the ball
the Vikings will begin this
in between the 40 and 50 all night.
Their own 49-yard line.
You couldn't ask for better field position for Valpo.
It's 7-0 Valparaiso, 1 minute and 31 seconds to go in the opening quarter. The referees respot the football. They place it on the Chesterton 49. Movement across the formation. They hand off Davis up the middle, cuts his way past a couple of Chesterton defenders and drags the
Travis
safety
Davis carries
past
the ball for
the
Vikings.
chains.
He's
A
brought down for the
four-seasons
Trojans
first
by
down
Josh
as
Davis.
Travis Davis picks up a large gain.
Again, that's the offensive line. That Chesterton defense is, again, the size and the strength of the Valpo offensive line will eventually wear on the Chesterton front four or three and for them. But we've been impressed by the Valpo offensive line all year.
Valparaiso spreads it out. Garrett Olson moves across the formation, lines up behind right tackle. They give it off to Davis once again, tries the left side, not much there.
Davis
Chesterton
carries the ball for the
stuffs him
Vikings.
for a gain of 2.
Brought down by Parker Westmoreland.
Yeah, Parker Westmoreland,
There's a flag
5'8"
on the
junior,
play.
150-pound linebacker, did a great job of going low there.
A late flag on the field. This one is coming back. Valparaiso gets tagged with a holding call, and that sets them well behind the sticks.
Let's see if they decline it or take the penalty.
The referees consult with the Chesterton sideline. They haven't moved the football yet. And now they will. They will take the yardage.
Holding Valparaiso.
Again, as we've talked about, if you're Valpo, you just don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. You don't need that penalty, right? You're the size of your line and the ability of your backs. Just keep moving the football.
It turns into 1st and 19, nearly knocks Valparaiso out of Chesterton territory, but they line up at the 47. Clock runs under 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. Clark drops back, nothing over the middle, rolls to his right. He just tucks it and runs. He goes deep towards the near sideline for Bradney.
Oh.
Did he catch that in bounds? No.
The officials say it was out of bounds.
Just a touch too much on the throw. Nearly
Scotty
a
Bradney.
perfect strike from Clark to Bradney, but a little too much air underneath it. It goes as an incomplete pass. Chesterton avoids the big gain by a matter of inches.
So you see the replay there on the screen. It's hard to see, but what a great effort by Bradney. He came all the way across the field, and the defender did a great job covering him like a blanket. So Clark did a good job of putting it where only his guy could get it, but really nice effort there. You got a second long there.
The incompletion makes it 2nd and 19. 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. They go with the handoff up the middle. Davis bounces off a couple of Valparaiso would-be tacklers
Davis carries the ball
and
for the
drags
Vikings.
3 to
Stop
the
is made by
38.
Hayden DeMarco.
Back to around the original line of scrimmage, and that would set up a 3rd and long for the first play of the second quarter.
Again, they did a great job of tackling him low there. Yep. Again, if you would have told Valpo you're going to be down, Chesterton, you're going to be down 1 touchdown at the end of the quarter, you'd be pretty happy with that.
Valparaiso's defense has done the dirty work early, and the Clark touchdown
Ladies and gentlemen, at
pass
this
the
time,
only
I'd like to
score
direct your
so far.
attention to the south
7-0
end of the field.
after 1 quarter of play in Chesterton.
Every
This
year,
is
the top
Game Night
PSAT
built by Von
scores
Tobel on the
in
Region
America
Sports
are
Network,
honored as
the
National
only
Merit
game in town.
semifinalists. This year,
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Defenses have come up strong early in Chesterton on game night, built by Von Tobel. 7-0 Valparaiso. They get set for a 3rd and long. Pressure coming up the middle, and they get home. Clark wrapped up for the sack.
By number 90,
Owen Edlin there to wrap him up. And Valparaiso has to punt.
Yeah, we haven't seen Valpo punt very much, but Owen Edlin, like you said, junior, 6'2", 215-pound defensive end. Great job by the Chesterton defense coverage downfield, and it put Clark in a bad position there.
Drayden Wilcox gets set to boot it away. Alex Santucci lines up for Chesterton at his own 12. Nearly blocked. Wilcox sends it sky high. Santucci calls for a fair catch at his own 17.
Fair catch is
nice
made
punt
by
there.
Santucci.
Nice hang time.
The Trojans will begin their drive.
Valparaiso's punt unit had a chance to get home there and prevent the return. Now Chesterton has to traverse essentially the length of the field if they want to tie this one up.
Yeah, we haven't seen them be able to maintain a drive into their own red zone. We've seen sparks of exciting plays, but they have to be able to maintain it for. I'm telling you, I want to see like a 4 or 5 minute drive, 6-7 minute drive, and see them take the air out of the ball and move the ball and kill some clock here.
Chesterton's offense gets restarted. McCormick hands off Lewis towards the left side, but he gets stood up. Brendan Gagan led the charge for Valparaiso.
For the Trojans.
And that goes as no gain.
Parker Gleason.
Yeah, Brendan Gagan, a 6-foot junior, 205-pound linebacker, came flying through the gap. And again, those backers are going to sell out all night long. Just daring McCormick to throw the ball down the field.
Sets up 2nd and long for the Chesterton offense. Chesterton lines up 4 wide, McCormick in shotgun. 5-step drop, pressure coming. He has to step up, fires to the sideline, just out of reach of his target. He wanted Lewis on the wheel route once again, but with the pressure in his face, he just overthrew it.
Yeah, he looks like he might have had some room to run there, but he just didn't put enough air under that ball. And again, you put yourself in another 3rd down and long position.
Valparaiso's defense has Chesterton's offense right where they want him. Chesterton's converted on 3rd down just once today, and it came on a broken play.
Yeah, I think Chesterton has a very limited playmakers that can get over and above the Valpo secondary. So we'll see how Chesterton competes against that.
McCormick, a quick slant pattern knocked out of the hands of Cameron Chadwick.
McCormick's pass is incomplete, intended for Cameron
Almost
Chadwick.
Perfect timing on the throw, but McCormick just tossed it a bit behind him that time.
Little slant pattern again. It's in front of the Valpo defense. In 3rd and long, you can just keep him in front of you and don't let him get to the sticks. But again, the clock stopped here. Again, that's not the recipe for Chesterton to have success tonight. I would like to see them with the ball and the clock running.
Drews handles the snap just in front of his own goal line. A wobbly punt. For sure, fields it at the Chesterton 42. Adds a little space to move as he reverses fields, breaking towards the near side. He gets stacked up at the Chesterton 32. A little extracurricular activity after the whistle. Versure got into it with one of the Chesterton special teamers, and he's down. That looks like Ethan Chasko. As he receives medical attention, we'll send it to break. Valparaiso has excellent starting field position when we return. They lead it 7-0 in the 2nd quarter. This is Game Night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
A good sign as Ethan Chasko is on his feet, making his way to the Chesterton sideline after taking a nasty hit on that last punt return. Valparaiso leads this one 7-0, 10:09 to go in the second quarter. They're in an excellent spot to double their lead, still in the early stages of the quarter.
Yeah, they've started in a good spot all night. Let's see if they can take advantage of that.
Outside of one drive, though, Chesterton has been in bend-don't-break mode, but they're up against it in their own territory. Clark fires to the end zone. First play, he underthrows his target. He wanted Julian Stokes, but it falls harmlessly to the turf, incomplete.
Yeah, Stokes had him beat. You just got to throw it up in front of him and let him run underneath it. He throws that where he wanted it, and that's a touchdown. Stokes had his guy beat.
Valparaiso will have to regroup after the missed opportunity to take a shot. Ball on the Chesterton 27-yard line. Chesterton's defense lines up a little late. They go with the QB keeper. Clark has some space to the outside, and he falls forward towards the marker. We'll see if the referees give him the spot. That'll move the chains. A 10-yard rush for Justin Clark, and Valparaiso is inside the red zone thanks to a Four Seasons first down.
Real quick, Strachan Van Til scoreboard update. Crown Point is up on Portage 14-6.
Of course, Valparaiso has their eyes firmly set on this game, but looking ahead, if they can close it out, that's a huge DAC matchup next week.
That's going to be a battle.
They go to Davis on the ground. Looked like it was going to be a loss of one, but Davis shimmies his way to the 15 for a gain of 2.
Lucas Anderson.
Another real quick Strachan Van Til scoreboard update. Lake Central is up on LaPorte 7-3 at the end of 1.
Valparaiso slows down the tempo in 2nd and 8. Chesterton shows pressure. They want a false start. They don't get it. Olsen moves across the formation, as does Davis. They hand it right back to the RB up the middle. He's got space, and he's in.
Oh.
Travis Davis weaves through traffic, and Valparaiso has their second touchdown of the night. 13-0 Vikings.
Great job by Davis and the offensive line moving the football again. You know, Valpo doesn't get in their own way. They should be up maybe even more than they are. That's just a testament of Chesterton's defense. But
on for the point after touchdown attempt.
Again, we're going to have to see if Chesterton can keep scoring with Valpo.
Wilcox's extra point is through. Valparaiso leads 14-0. Chesterton's offense has their work cut out for them when we come back. This is Game Night in the Region, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit vaclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Valparaiso has the upper hand in the second quarter. 14-0 the score. Drayden Wilcox gets set for the Quintel kickoff. Boots it to around the 6-yard line where it's muffed, but picked up by Hayden DeMarco. Switches fields and taken down just around the 16-yard line.
I think that was Ty Veen in on
down by number 47, Ty Veen.
Right on the money, Doug.
Tackle.
He was the guy that stood out to you most last week. He was our Boilermakers local 347 blue-collar player of the game, and he's been all over the field tonight as well.
Yeah, he's done it all year with their leading tackler, and again with their pursuit and the speed and size of Ty Veen. He's a real headache for the opposing team.
Valparaiso's special teams has Chesterton stuck in their worst starting field position so far tonight. They get set up at their own 16. Lewis, the running back, beside McCormick. They fake the handoff to him. It's a play action. Pressure coming, and McCormick can't escape. A late flag comes in. Sammy Ampeliotis has the sack for now, but I think this is going to go down as roughing the passer.
Well, I think it might be a little face mask. He might have got a part of the face mask when he was trying to take him down. It wasn't anything intentional or malicious. You know, he didn't yank it down, but they don't.
You're right. It's a face mask.
Face mask. Valparaiso.
What would have been a huge into a 15-yard penalty, and Chesterton moves the sticks. They're yet to respot the football.
Why did they not move the football? Did they move the football and we didn't see it, guys?
I don't believe they did. It's still at the Chesterton 9.
Hold on. Wouldn't that be?
So I guess Valparaiso gets away with it. They'll replay the down, 1st and 17. Handoff up the middle for Lewis. Tries to cut to the right hash, no space for
Garrett Lewis carries the ball.
Tommy Ampeliotis right there to wrap him up.
For number 2, Thomas.
Again, I think this kind of offense is more suited for what Chesterton does. They run the ball, again, move, especially keep the clock rolling, the field position to where it is. Valpo's done a good job of flipping the field, like you mentioned with Chesterton having its worst starting position of the night.
McCormick behind the sticks here. He hasn't shown the ability to complete passes on a consistent basis just yet tonight. He breaks past the pressure and scrambles up to the 16. Sammy Ampeliotis there to knock him out of bounds, but once again, a relatively big game comes on a broken play. McCormick's had to do that a couple times tonight.
Yeah, he looks a little gimpy. I don't know if the Valpo secondary kind of rolled up on his ankle a little bit, but again, this is no knock on Chesterton, but the perimeter of Valpo is just faster than the perimeter players of Chesterton. I mean, it's hard for the Chesterton players to get beyond the Valpo secondary, and they're challenging them. Look at it. I mean, they're playing man-on-man here, and it's in your face.
McCormick to throw. Steps up, takes off past the 20. He's got some room to work. Lowers his shoulder at the 26.
McCormick carries the ball.
Right at the marker. We'll see if the referees give him the spot.
It's a great hit by the Valpo defensive back. Again, that Brandon Gagnon again. Really late. The Chesterton sideline wanted a late hit.
McCormick got enough. Chesterton moves the sticks for a 4 seasons first down. But as soon as they move the sticks, the athletic training staff comes on the field. As the Chesterton player receives attention, we'll send it to break. It's 14-0 Valparaiso, 7:29 to go until halftime on game night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate, to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Welcome to Public Bar and Rec, located in downtown Crown Point, a place for good games, good drinks, and good food. So come in and make it public. Try to survive zombie dodgeball, score a hole-in-one playing golf, or choose from over 13 multi-sport simulator games while fueling your competition with a variety of appetizers, entrees, and beverages. We have games for all ages with our family-friendly hours till 9 p.m. Reserve your simulator at publicbarandrec.com and let the fun begin.
On the other side of this break, Chesterton picked up a first down, but it came at a cost. Brady McCormick picked up an injury, and that leads Chesterton to their third-string quarterback in C.J. Perez. His first play is a handoff to Garrett Lewis up the gut. He has a little bit of room and rumbles for a gain of around 4.
Well, it's a good sign. Brady's over here getting taped on the sideline. Hopefully he's going to be okay. He's taping that left ankle. The Chesterton athletic training staff is second to none. They're unbelievable. And if Brady's able to get back on the field, those guys will absolutely do that.
Meanwhile, it's Perez with Chesterton trailing Valparaiso 14-0. He's an athletic kid. He doubles as a wide receiver. He's also the team's kick holder. Perez hands off to Lewis, left side. Valparaiso swarming, and they swallow him up for a big loss. It's the safety, Jacob Moore, creeping up and taking Lewis down.
Yeah, junior, 6'2", 175. Jacob Moore, great speed. He's showing that east-west speed we talked about. It's just hard to run away from these Valpo defenders. If you're Chesterton right now, you just want to try to run the clock. Let's get to halftime, right? I mean, let's get our quarterback healthy. But if you're Valpo, you kind of pin your ears back. Put the pressure on the new quarterback.
Plain and simple, Moore just beat Lewis to the edge that time. We've talked about this all night. This Valparaiso secondary is fast.
Yeah. Chesterton called a timeout here.
Timeout, Chesterton.
Chesterton uses their second timeout of the half. They trail 14-0. 6:02 left to play in the second quarter.
Fans, don't forget
and
to
they
visit
face a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, again, you have to decide. Do we want to put the ball in the air with our third-string quarterback, or do we want to run the ball and maybe eat some clock and put, have our kicker give us some room?
But home for Trojan fans is Chesterton Trojans.
Real quick, Strachan Van Til scoreboard update. Griffith is up 7-0 on River Forest second quarter. River Forest has battled all year. They came from behind last week, I believe.
Chesterton back on the field for this 3rd and long. Before they broke the huddle, though, the starting quarterback, Sebastian Boswell, was up there coaching Perez, giving him some words of encouragement.
That's what you want to see from your leader. When your role changes, you turn into a coach like that. Great job, young man.
Perez will throw. Over the middle, out of reach of Lewis, and nearly intercepted. A late flag comes in. Chesterton may have just gotten bailed out.
They did. There was a late hit on the quarterback.
There's a flag on the play.
Like I said, the Valpo defenders, they got their ears pinned back right now. There was a number 98, Parker Gleason,
Personal
senior.
foul, Valparaiso.
They call roughing the passer, and Chesterton picks up another first down, this time thanks to a penalty. Of course, Ampeliotis had the phantom face mask to start off this drive. This is the second time already that Valparaiso has committed a flag while hitting the quarterback.
And giving Chesterton a first down and moving the ball, right? This is not what you want to do if you're Valpo. And if you're Chesterton, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Again, get the clock running, eat some clock, run the ball on the ground.
Now that Perez has taken that first hit, maybe now he's got that sense of the game. Okay, now I'm in this. They go the handoff right side for Lewis. No space there. Valparaiso
Lewis
just
carries
stacks
the ball
him
for
up.
the Trojans.
You see guys ripping for the ball.
Stop made by number 32, Sammy Ampliotis.
Sammy Ampliotis again on the bottom of the pile, but a great effort by the Valpo defense to stop that run. Again, you got guys holding them up and other guys coming for the ball.
Once again, Chesterton finds themselves behind the sticks on this drive. 2nd and 10 at their own 42. Clock ticks down under 5:30. Perez hands off to Lewis once more. A little bit of space to work with off to the right side, but not all that much.
Lewis carries the ball. Brought down by Ampliotis.
About a 2-yard gain. Valparaiso has been active to the Chesterton rushing attack all night long.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice run by Garrett Lewis there. A little hop up, bounce out to the right, and did a great job of extending that play and get something out of it. But again, it's gonna be challenging for him to get around the second layer of the Valpo D.
Once again, Chesterton finds themselves in 3rd and long, and Valparaiso elects to play coverage here. They only rush 4. Perez steps up, fires over the middle. He's got Lewis in stride inside the Valparaiso 30. Chesterton with a huge play for a Four Seasons first down.
Yeah, I think if you're Chesterton, you have to find as many ways as possible to get the ball in his hand. Move him around the formation because he might be one of your better playmakers for the Trojans. So what a great effort by the young man. He's got to come out because I think his helmet came off, but
that is correct.
He'll get right back in there.
He's just got to take one play off. It's the same rule they have in college, that if your helmet comes off and it wasn't a deliberate penalty, you do have to sit out a play.
Yeah, he'll get right back in.
Perhaps that was going to be the plan anyway. That was a big play, and now he can just catch his breath. The new running back, Benny Rivera. Perez will throw, evades pressure, steps up in the pocket, and scrambles for a short gain.
For the Trojans. Stop made by number 97.
Having come
Dylan
in cold
McGuire.
like he has, Perez has done an excellent job feeling the pressure.
He's done a great job in leading this drive. The Valpo defense has helped with some penalties, but what composure by the young man. Great job.
Lewis checks back in at running back after having to sit out the last play. But still, Chesterton's offense, they've had the big plays on 3rd down, but it's come after falling behind the sticks early in the set of downs.
Yeah, you want to stay in the chains or stay within the chains here and keep the clock moving.
Perez with a 3-step drop. Fires deep over the middle, incomplete.
That's a little miscommunication
Perez's
there.
pass intended for Garrett Lewis is incomplete.
It looked like Lewis had an option route. He chose the hitch, and Lewis threw the post.
Yeah. Someone zigged when they're supposed to zag or something, but that's what happens when you're moving. He's your running back, Lewis. When you put him out of position and, again, he's not used to running that route, especially with the 3rd-string quarterback. So, again, luckily it found grass, right? So they have another opportunity here.
It's definitely one of those things. Lewis has to get on the same page with perhaps Chesterton's best offensive playmaker. 3rd and 9 from the Valpo 28. Perez senses the pressure coming right, fires to the sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Chadwick,
intended for number 83,
but Tice Morris there to provide coverage, and Chesterton faces a 4th and long.
I thought he did a great job of keeping the play alive. The defensive end was coming at him hard, and again, he put it in a spot where only his guy could get it, and they have a decision to make here on 4th and long.
It's not much of a decision for Chesterton. They're going to leave their offense out there. Their kicker, Alex Drews, has not attempted a field goal this year. And on top of that, he's been shaky with his PATs. He's 4 for 7.
So there wasn't much of a decision to be made.
4th and 9, pressure coming. Lewis over the middle, incomplete over Lewis's head. Valparaiso forces the turnover on down.
Yeah, Valpo brought the house there.
And the Vikings will take over on downs.
Sped up the quarterback, and he might have got rid of it a lot quicker than he wanted to. But again, good drive by the young man for trying to catch his breath and welcome to Friday Night Football, young
Trojan
man.
fans, don't forget to stick around at halftime.
Brady McCormick is unable to play in the second half. You have to think Chesterton is comfortable with C.J. Lewis running the offense.
And a routine from the dance team.
Yeah, Sanchez did a nice job of stepping in.
Out to the flat, Clark fires wide and picks up about a 5-6 yard gain. Scotty Bradney with the reception.
You know, we've seen also, Ryan, it does not take Valpo long to respond. They got 2:40 and the clock's running on the scoreboard, but they can score in bunches quickly.
And this is essentially a 4-minute drill situation for them. You can try to run the clock down as much as you want. And keep in mind, Chesterton gets the football to start the second half.
The go route here.
They go deep towards the near sideline for Stokes. Clark had him in stride, but Stokes cannot hang on.
Intended for Julian Stokes.
A picture-perfect pass, but a big missed opportunity for Valparaiso.
That was a beautiful pass right through the breadbasket of Stokes. He would love to have that one back. What a perfect, clean ball there by Clark. You know, you couldn't ask for something better.
Trojan fans, make some noise.
Third and long here.
Perhaps he was so open and that ball was so good that it turned into one of those situations where the easy plays are the hard plays.
That was a long throw. That was from the far hash to the near hash, too. That was a long throw.
Sets up 3rd and 5 for the Valpo offense. Jamari Gordon moves across the formation. Clark to throw. Looking towards the sideline. He's got Bradney, but the pass a little out of range.
Bradney is incomplete.
Fourth and about 2.
Chesterton's defense responded. Oh,
they're going to punt
it was
again.
Originally announced by the PA announcers an incomplete pass. Bradney held on.
I think they put it back. You're right.
On in punt formation for the Vikings.
Great job by the Chesterton defense. Yeah, great job by the Chesterton defense there.
For the Trojans is Alex Santucci.
Getting your defense off the field.
Perhaps Chesterton has one more opportunity to put up points before the half. Wilcox boots it away. A high end-over-end kick. Santucci fields it at his own 30. Shakes past the first defender. Flag thrown towards the 40, and he gets thrown down.
Santucci returns the punt.
Ben Fedorchak on the tackle, but Chesterton may have had an illegal block in there.
I thought the guy was falling anyway. I mean,
there's a flag on the play.
It's hard to be an official. Larry Babcock's got a great crew here tonight, and then officials do an amazing job for us every Friday night and during the week with lower-level games. But I thought that he might have been falling down anyway. He kind of bailed him out. No flag. There you go. Good job, ref.
There you go. They picked up the flag.
Has been waved off.
No penalty for an illegal block of any sort. And Chesterton will set up shop at their own 43.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he was falling anyway, and the ref
their
might
own 38-yard
had an
line.
angle, but he
38-yard line.
Had to go talk it over with your crew, and they did a great job of getting the call right.
So now Chesterton is in 2-minute drill.
Yeah, with a third-string quarterback. So are you happy running the ball here, and get to halftime?
That was something we talked about earlier. Looks like they're going to get aggressive with it. Perez to throw, runs into traffic. His pass nearly intercepted. Brendan Gagan had both hands on it, but he just couldn't hang on for what would have been a huge momentum-shifting turnover.
And that's what you don't want if you're Chesterton, right? You don't want a pick six, and you don't want to turn the ball over and give Valpo the ball on their side of the field. But, again, that's the choice you have. If you're Chesterton, what do you have to lose, right, Ryan? I mean, no one thought you were going to be on the winning side of this here tonight, but so take a chance. What the heck?
We talked about this earlier in the quarter. You and I pretty much came to an agreement. If Chesterton went into the half down 14-0, that'd be a win. And now they have a chance for some extras. A quick out route to Garrett Lewis results in a gain of around 5. Chesterton set up in 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, and the clock's running, so you still have to decide. You still have the flexibility. You can go for it here. You got 3rd and manageable. But the clock's running, and if this doesn't work out, then they can punt it and give Valpo the ball with short time.
Ball spotted at their own 44. It's a 3rd and 4 clock. Under 1:20 to play in the second quarter. Valparaiso brings pressure over the middle. A quick throw, incomplete, nearly picked off. Jacob
Perez's
Moore, the
pass
safety, got a hand
for
to
Cameron
it,
Chadwick is
and we'll see
incomplete.
what Chesterton elects to do here. It looks like they're going to send out the punt team.
Well, Brendan Gagan, again, that was kind of sped up the quarterback. Again, got rid of it probably quicker than you want. Those slant patterns are timing,
On in punt
Ryan.
formation for the Trojans,
So
number
the
96,
receivers are
Alex
not ready to
Drews.
make their break yet, but the
Back
ball's
deep
already
for the
coming.
Vikings, Thomas Berta
At least you're
and
not
Tyler
late over the middle.
Casher.
When you're late over middle, that's where the interceptions happen.
Alex Drews set to kick this one away. Puts it high in the air, end over end. Fair catch called for at the 29. Thomas Berta hangs on.
catch is made
and now
by Berta.
Valparaiso has 1 minute and 6 seconds to try
The
and
Vikings will
score
begin their
before
drive first
halftime.
and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
Well, we've talked about it. They can score quickly and in bunches. And 1 minute, 6 seconds is plenty of time for Valpo.
Justin Clark already showed he could make the big play, although it ended in an incomplete pass. We'll see if head coach Bill Marshall trusts him to engineer a quick scoring drive right here. At the very minimum, perhaps to put up 3 points before halftime.
Well, when you have short time like this, the first play is very important. It's going to dictate what they decide to do.
Clark will throw. Takes off up the middle, breaks past the 35, rushes out of bounds at his own
Clark keeps the
41.
ball, forced out of bounds.
Yeah, I think that
by
was
DeMarco.
a called quarterback run. Little delay. You got the defense is probably like in some type of nickel with all the defensive backs retreating. So he had some room there. But again, clock stopped here. Great experience by the young man.
Clark rushes for 12. It's a Four Seasons first down. Valparaiso will get to take their time with just under a minute to go in the second quarter. 4 receivers set for the Vikings. Clark with a 3-step drop towards the near sideline, incomplete. Might have been tipped at the line. He wanted Stokes, but Chesterton's defense negates what would have been about a 7-8 yard completion.
And we've talked about this, especially this time of the year, and we know this is a big game in the Doolin, but this game or this little 1 minute drill will help them down the road. This is something to work on and something to practice, and these reps here are going to be very beneficial for both teams.
Clark back to work. Chesterton puts 8 in the box. They rush 5 to the flat. He's got his tight end. Olsen shakes one tackler and runs into DeMarco at the 49. Valparaiso has to use their first timeout.
Great pursuit by the Chesterton defense. Like we said, coming in before the game, Chesterton defense is legit. They're for real. And they're doing a great job of limiting Valpo to what they're doing right now.
Clock stops with 45 seconds left in the half. Valparaiso will regroup with a 3rd and 2 just shy of midfield.
Real quick, Strack and Van Til scoreboard update, a big one here at halftime. Andrean is up 10-7 on Hobart.
7-3-5.
That could be a big matchup down the road.
That's a huge
the winning number
battle
for the
Northwest
50-50 raffle
Crossroads.
is 350.
Lead at this time.
7-3-5.
That
Please report
conference
to the cheerleaders
is
on the track
always so
to claim
competitive.
your winning.
Those are two of the titans of the Northwest Crossroads facing off early on in the schedule.
Another real quick Strack and Van Til scoreboard update. Maryville's up 3-0 over Michigan City. Short time left in the second quarter. So that's another top-tier Doolin matchup.
We'll have a lot more of those Strack and Van Til scoreboard updates coming when we take you to the Hose Connections halftime
Trojan
show
fans, let's
immediately
make some
at the
noise.
conclusion
It's
of the first half.
third down.
Valparaiso back on the field for this 3rd and 2. They fake the handoff to
there he
Davis,
goes.
keeper for Clark. He's got a lot of space on the far sideline. Cuts past a Chesterton defender and out of bounds at the
Clark carries the ball for the
at the
Vikings.
Chesterton 33. Once again, Clark gets it done with his legs. Another Four Seasons first down, and the clock stops with 38 seconds.
With that Chesterton 3-4, they really brought the house there with their backers. And once Clark got past that first level, he had all kinds of room and a great mindset there of getting the ball out of bounds and stopping the clock. Great job by the senior.
Once again, Valparaiso running this minute offense can take their time. Clark fires the quick out, but it's a little short of his target. He had Bradney open.
Yeah, a little short hop. One that Clark would love to have back, but again, the clock stopped. Really nothing hurt right now.
It essentially works as clocking the football.
Yeah. again, he's putting it in a spot where he can't be picked, of course. But, again, this shows the firepower of Valpo. On this side, they have Stokes one-on-one still. We'll see if, when a guy drops one, you want to go right back to him.
Boost his confidence.
Yeah, you got to give him another shot.
They go another QB keeper with Clark past the 30, and he runs into a handful of Chesterton defenders at the 29. Valparaiso uses their second timeout.
Yeah, great job by the, again, Chesterton middle linebacker crew.
Valparaiso.
Put Chesterton in a 3rd and long here. Sorry, Valpo in a 3rd and long.
They're getting a little bit closer to Drayden Wilcox's range. He hit a 30-yarder last week at home. I think if Valparaiso wants to feel comfortable kicking it, they need 1, maybe 2 more Four Seasons first downs.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be a 46-yard field goal right now, which would be pretty good for a high school kid. We don't have too many of those up in Northwest Indiana. But like you mentioned, you want to get another couple first downs here, move the ball, give them a better chance.
Valparaiso still has just under 30 seconds to go and 1 more timeout. They can still use essentially their entire playbook.
Yeah, you want to save that timeout for you if you get to the middle of the field and want to set up that field goal, right? Give them that formation a chance to set up. So we'll see him maybe use the perimeter here.
It's 3rd and 6 for the Vikings offense. Clark with a quick 5-step drop. Fires to the far sideline. He's got his man Bradley, and he immediately goes down in bounds. Clock stops as the referees reset the chains, but the Vikings convert once again. That's another Four Seasons first down.
Yeah, we'll see him spike the football here at the whistle.
Clark gets right on the ball and throws it right into the turf.
Real good clock management. Again,
spikes the
this
ball
is what
on
happens
first
when
down.
you have experience, Ryan, right? These guys have been here. Again, we've talked about with the beautiful weather and the talent that they have, the playbook's wide open. And with the 1 remaining timeout.
The ball currently rests on the Chesterton 17. 21 seconds left to go in the first half. Valparaiso still has 1 timeout to play with as well. They've got a plethora of options here, and Clark is feeling it, distributing the football.
Yeah.
Chesterton shows pressure. Here it comes from the left side. Clark steps up, and down he goes.
You got to call that timeout.
Clark is brought down for the sack.
Your wish is their command.
90, Owen
Valparaiso
Eaton.
uses their
And number
final
54,
timeout with
Cole
14
Gonzalez.
seconds left. Now, if you're head coach
Timeout,
Bill Marshall,
Valparaiso.
what do you do?
I don't know if you take 1 shot here to the end zone and then, set up your field goal, but if anything in the middle of the field, it's going to be halftime. It's going to be, not enough time to get everybody out there.
The only exception is if you pick up that first down. The line to gain is the 7.
It's still, that would have to be pretty quick. You have to give credit to the Chesterton defense and the defensive coordinator, Wally McCormick, and the defensive back coach, Terry Chestovich, the ex-Portage head coach. They've done an amazing job here tonight so far, and giving their boys a chance here in the second half.
They still have a chance to be right in that sweet spot. Down 14-0 at halftime, still a 2-score game, and you get the ball to start the third quarter.
Yeah. Again, you got to get 14 more seconds here of keeping Valpo out of the end zone, but they've done an amazing job so far.
Chesterton has 1 timeout left. Valparaiso has none.
Make some noise.
3rd and 16 from the Chesterton 23 as the fans start to get loud. Clark stands up, hit as he throws. It's a lame duck over the middle.
Picked off.
And it is
Clark's pass
intercepted
by the Trojans. Number 10.
Guess who? Garrett Lewis. Right in the center of the action. Chesterton's defense holds.
We are seeing Chesterton put pressure on Clark that we haven't seen anybody else do this year. Again, with that 3-4 look, they're bringing backers and, sometimes dropping guys, sometimes bringing guys.
From their own 8-yard
line. The Valpo front four are not doing a very good job of making those reads, but and putting a little pressure on Clark. So great job. Again, I keep praising the Chesterton D, but what an amazing job they've done so far.
Their defense keeps this a 2-score game with just 8.5 seconds to go in the first half. Perez will just take the knee,
Perez
and
takes
we
the knee
are
for the
headed
Trojans.
to halftime. Down
As
to
we
their
enter
third
halftime,
string
your score,
quarterback,
Valparaiso
Chesterton
14,
remains
Chesterton
alive.
0.
14-0 the score as we head to break. Don't go anywhere. The Hose Connections halftime report is coming up next. This is Game Night, built by Von Tobel here on Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Looking to buy a used vehicle at a reasonable price in the Valparaiso area? Then check out Valpo Car Company, a family-owned dealership since 2009. Recently given an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau, Valpo Car Company finances all types of credit. Stop in and see the owner, Nick Mandich, a 2002 Valparaiso High School graduate, at their dealership at 150 East US Highway 6 in Valpo. You always could check out their website at www.valpocarco.com, where you can easily find the used car you want in seconds. Valpo Car Company, we could help you get into the ride you want.
The secret to making life better is found at Duffy's Place in Valparaiso, Indiana. Duffy's Place is open 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. daily with delicious beverages and great tasting food. The staff at Duffy's Place loves what they do and they love their customers. If you want some choices of great food, including wings, burgers, pierogies, great live music, and great people in both the staff and customers, this is the place for you. Stop in for a bite and watch your favorite hometown team, Duffy's Place in Valparaiso.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Centrally located in downtown Indianapolis, the Hampton Inn is just steps away from Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Situated at 105 South Meridian Street, shopping, restaurants, entertainment, and many Indianapolis attractions are in near proximity. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a gym fitness center. For reservations, the number is 317-261-1200. The website is hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
Update your kitchen or bathroom with Von Tobel. Von Tobel has cabinets and vanities in a range of styles and colors, plus built-in storage, countertops, and flooring. Our designers will help you find the perfect selections for your style and budget. Scan to visit VonTobels.com today to book your free consultation at one of our 4 Indiana showrooms. Von Tobel, building better together.
Heinold and Feller Lawn Equipment in Valparaiso announces their Husqvarna Endless Summer Sale going on now through September 23rd. Get up to $500 off Husqvarna zero-turn mowers, up to $400 off Husqvarna tractors, 20% off leaf blowers, chainsaws, and other handheld lawn tools. Visit Heinold and Feller Lawn Equipment at 52 Marks Road in Valparaiso, and you can also check them out on the web at hfmowers.com. Exclusion apply while supplies last. Discount amounts for riding mowers and zero-turn vary by product. See store for details.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
Update your kitchen or bathroom with Von Tobel. Get 20% off select cabinets now through October 28th. Von Tobel has cabinets and vanities in a range of styles and colors. Plus, built-in storage, countertops, and flooring. Our designers will help you find the perfect selections for your style and budget. Scan to visit VonTobels.com today to book your free consultation at one of our 4 Indiana showrooms. Von Tobel. Building better together.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Connecting the first half and the second half of tonight's game, it's the Hose Connections Halftime Report, presented by Hose Connections, proven under pressure. Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Doug Nelson. Valparaiso leads Chesterton 14-0 at halftime, but you talk about all the things that have gone wrong for Chesterton tonight. Down to your third-string quarterback. Valparaiso's coming off a game where they scored 31 points and nearly pitched a shutout, but they're still in this game.
Yeah, again, Chesterton, that's a win, like you mentioned. The defense that they have, like we mentioned, led by Wally McCormick and Coach Chestovich, they're keeping him in the game, and they're giving themselves a chance to win. That's all you can ask for when you're the underdog coming in. I've been impressed by the quarterback play of Sanchez, and he's done an amazing job, and he's playing with confidence, and the guys are. Garrett Lewis is stepping up, making plays, and that's what I've said. I'm not sure if Chesterton, has the playmakers to get over the top of the Valpo secondary, and if it takes time, and like I've wanted before, the more clock-consuming drives, then that's what it'll take. But it's a 2-possession game, and that's all you can ask for if you're Chesterton.
Perez has stepped up for Chesterton, but once again, this Valparaiso defense has shown up. They're pitching a shutout thus far, and a lot of that has to do with their ability to control the Chesterton ground game.
Yeah, again, when you have the front four that they have with the linebacker speed, that's going to be a challenge. And Chesterton was struggling to score before this game. They've scored single digits in a couple Duneland Conference games. But, Valpo, of course, that's their bread and butter. Defense travels, right? I mean, Coach Bernardi and his defensive staff have done an amazing job tonight. But, again, we'll see who can start making some plays and clean some things up. I'm sure the Valpo coaching staff's in there taking the paint off the walls and getting the guys' attention. And, we talk, is it possible, and I'm going to maybe jump to what you were going to say, but is it possible, Ryan, that they're looking ahead a little bit for the big one next week? And it's hard with being such a rivalry game. That's hard to think that, but it's a possibility. You're still dealing with teenage kids.
Yeah, they're young. They obviously are thinking about the big picture a lot of the time. I know at 25 I do that a lot, so I can certainly sympathize with these kids. But these Chesterton Trojans are still giving them a handful. You take a look at how their offense is played. That Chesterton defense has been what's kept them in this game. Yes, you have the Clark touchdown pass on the first drive and the Davis touchdown run in the second quarter, but other than that, Chesterton's defense has embodied bend, don't break.
Bend, don't break. We had the nice long pass to Stokes that went right through the breadbasket and he dropped, but for the most part, Chesterton's really clamping up the front seven of Chesterton's really confused, I think, the front 4 or 5 of Valpo.
A lot of things to work on for Valparaiso coming out of halftime, but the most important thing for them is just to salt away this win and improve to 3-0 in the conference to set up that big matchup against Crown Point next week.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
Trojan Guard will be
you want to get home healthy
from their competitive
and try
show,
to stay undefeated in the Duneland Athletic Conference. But again, Coach Marshall and his staff have not can't be real pleased with how things have gone here so far.
And my body is a cage.
You're watching the Hose Connections
Drum
halftime
majors,
report,
Lydia
brought
Comforts,
to you by Hose
and Kelsey
Connections
Mason.
on Kennedy Avenue
field
in
is yours for
Hammond. Visit them
performance.
on the web at hoseconnectionsincorporated.com. Hose Connections, proven under pressure. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we've got you covered with the Strack and Van Til scoreboard update here on Game Night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Growing up in Northwest Indiana, I am proud that my family's been doing business here for nearly 100 years, which started with my grandfather, John Gladish. Over my career, I've witnessed families being torn apart by the negligence of others, and everything from unguarded openings at construction sites to reckless driving on our roads. Our experienced attorneys, paralegals, and staff know that insurance companies and their lawyers will go to great lengths to avoid paying compensation. Do not waste your one and only opportunity to seek fair compensation for your loss. Give the Gladish Law Group a call and put our team to work for you.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
Have you checked out Send to Your Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Send to Your Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit sendtoyour.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Send to Your student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Send to Your checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back to the Hose Connections halftime show here in Chesterton. Valparaiso leads Chesterton 14-0 as we get set for the second half. Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Doug Nelson as we bring you the Strack and Van Til scoreboard update. Your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Couple games to tell you about to this point. Doug, I know you've been tracking a couple. What you got for me?
Real quick, I have Maryville up 3-0 on Michigan City. Crown Point is up 28-6 over Portage. Pioneers up 20-6 over Hammond Central. LaPorte is up 10-7 at Lake Central at halftime. That's a good job for LaPorte. Andrean's up 10-7 over Hobart at halftime, and Hanover Central's up 28-0 over KV down in DeMont Wheatfield. So that's where we're at so far.
At this time, please welcome to the field.
Meanwhile, a couple other games to tell you about. The Morton Governors are up 40-0 on Calumet. That game's not even at halftime. They're still in the second quarter. Crown Point has extended their lead over Portage to 35-6. That game is also in the second quarter. Hammond Central, as you mentioned, they're on upset alert. 20-12 the score. Pioneer in front. Lowell leads Highland 21-0. That's in the second quarter. Andrean and Hobart continue to dog it out. It's 10-7. Andrean on top of Hobart in the third quarter. Hanover Central, the third-ranked team in the region, up 28-0 on Kankakee Valley. That's in the third quarter. Lake Central now trails LaPorte. The Slicers up 10-7. That's in the third quarter. Maryville and Michigan City are in the midst of a slugfest. That remains a 3-0 game. Munster and East Central Catholic still yet to kick off. It has kicked off. Don't quite have that one for you yet. Griffith up 7-0 on River Forest.
Again, we talked about it a couple within the dueling. You got Crown Point taking care of business to get ready for the big matchup next week, and Valpo's here, in your dogfight here with Chesterton. So Chesterton's making life a little rough here on Valpo, and to get ready for that big one next weekend.
You can follow all of tonight's region football scores live on the Strack and Van Til hometown scoreboard, streaming on Facebook.com/Region Sports and RegionSports.com. Strack and Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at StrackandVanTil.com. Just about 2.5 minutes away from the start of the second half here in Chesterton. The Quintel second half kickoff is coming up next here on Game Night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
For over 100 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony. From a simple to elaborate to traditional or unique, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. And for your other loved ones, Burns Funeral now has a pet cemetery and crematory. Visit burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 219-942-1117.
Welcome to Public Bar and Rec, located in downtown Crown Point, a place for good games, good drinks, and good food. So come in and make it public. Try to survive zombie dodgeball, score a hole-in-one playing golf, or choose from over 13 multi-sport simulator games while fueling your competition with a variety of appetizers, entrees, and beverages. We have games for all ages with our family-friendly hours till 9 p.m. Reserve your simulator at publicbarandrec.com and let the fun begin.
We're just moments away from the Quintel second half kickoff here in Chesterton. Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Doug Nelson on Game Night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Chesterton set to receive, trailing 14-0. All things considered, down to their third-string quarterback. This has been a valiant effort from the Trojans tonight, and they're not quite out of it.
No, C.J. Perez has come in and showed me a lot of grit, composure. That's got to be hard and challenging for the young man who probably didn't think he was going to get in tonight, but he's done an amazing job of making the adjustments and making the reads and moving the ball for the Trojans.
Sebastian Boswell tore his ACL in last week's win over LaPorte. Brady McCormick, who started tonight's game, was ruled to have suffered a high ankle sprain. He's out the rest of the way. It's the C.J. Perez show through the second half.
Well, we'll see if, last week, Ryan, we saw Valpo make some adjustments at halftime. They're defensive. And I'm sure the defensive
pitched the second half shutout as well.
Didn't they? Remember that? And we'll see what adjustments they make here. And Coach Bernardi and his staff,
on to kickoff for the Vikings,
maybe turn up the heat a little bit, put some
Wilcox.
pressure on the young man.
Back deep for the Trojans.
Braden Wilcox set to kick it away. Alex Santucci, Josue McLemore, and Hayden DeMarco to return for Chesterton. Wilcox puts his foot through it, and the second half is underway. It looks like Santucci, and he runs into a tackler at the 20. Or excuse me, that was DeMarco. Ran into a tackler right at the 20. Chesterton's offense takes over to get their second half started.
Yeah, another stop by senior Sammy Ampliotis.
From their own
20-yard 170-pound backer, but great tackle there by the young man. Nice solo to limit the Chesterton field position.
Perez just had halftime to go through the offense with the coaching staff after putting up a valiant display to close out the second quarter. We'll see what the halftime adjustments do for him as he gets set to take the reins.
I thought he did a great job moving the pocket, keeping plays alive.
They go Wildcat to start the half. Direct snap to Garrett Lewis, and there is no room for him to run. Valparaiso knocks him down right at the line of scrimmage.
47,
Tyveen was in the middle of that. Again, when you need tackles, if you're Valpo, he's always seemed to be right in the mix.
He was the Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game last week, and he's certainly making a good case for a repeat performance. Chesterton takes their time out of the huddle. They go with Wildcat once again. Garrett Lewis to take the snap from shotgun. They run him to the left side, but right into a brick wall. Two direct halfback snaps, 0 yards to open the drive.
Yeah, you'd think with the three extra bodies there for the Trojans that they can get some room, but you could tell that Valpo's prepared for that. You know, they've seen that on film. They practiced that this past week. Now that you see the shift change here for both teams, but that was a great job by Valpo, and we'll see if they come out with a little extra motivation here in the second half.
The quarterback, Perez, checks back in. A more traditional look here on third down. 4 receivers set for Chesterton. Before the snap whistles go, the Trojans call a timeout. Play clock was running down, and with just a minute 36 gone by in the quarter, Chesterton has to use their first time out of the half.
Again, that's the inexperience of a quarterback. They had some like we said, they had some subs coming in and out, and
in his defense, Perez was one of the subs.
Well, there you go. So.
Right out of the gates, though, we talked about the Valparaiso defense during the Host Connections halftime reports, and they come out and punch Chesterton in the mouth in the first 2 plays to open the third quarter.
Yeah, again, sometimes when you have the inexperienced Perez in the backfield, the Valpo guys might pick up the heat a little bit, make him have to think a little quicker than he wants to, right, or maybe than he's used to. So. Again, we've talked about that the backside of Valpo's secondary is very quick, and Chesterton will have a tough time going over the top. So you can really bring some heat there and make Perez move his feet a little bit.
Chesterton's offense back on the field following the timeout for 3rd and 10. Valparaiso sends pressure up the middle. Quick throw to the far sideline, incomplete, but a late flag. And it looks like Valparaiso is going to get hit with pass interference.
Yeah, again, I thought the receiver did a great job of coming back for the ball, and the defender came right through his back, trying to make a play, forcing things in a long third down play. So they kind of bailed him out there and move the sticks for Chesterton.
A freshman mistake from the junior DB Tice Morris, and that allows Chesterton to pick up the 4 seasons first down.
Yeah. I appreciate aggressive mistakes, right? I appreciate the effort and his desire to make a play, but sometimes you just kind of have to put it in your pocket.
Ball placed at the 35. Perez hands off Lewis straight up the middle. He gets hit immediately after crossing the line of scrimmage and comes up with a 2-yard gain.
Tackled by number 47, Tyveen.
Yeah,
it's your guy again, Tyveen, and on the stop.
Getting up a little slow, but I think if you're Chesterton, you have to try to continue to run the football. And I know I say it all the time, but it's kind of like body blows in boxing. You soften that up and take other shots.
A Valparaiso player is down. We'll give you a name and number as soon as we can identify who that is. But in the meantime, we'll send it to break. Just under 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Chesterton has a 2nd and 8 when we come back. Valparaiso on top 14-0. This is Game Night built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Heinold and Feller Lawn Equipment in Valparaiso announces their Husqvarna Endless Summer Sale going on now through September 23rd. Get up to $500 off Husqvarna zero-turn mowers, up to $400 off Husqvarna tractors, 20% off leaf blowers, chainsaws, and other handheld lawn tools. Visit Heinold and Feller Lawn Equipment at 52 Marks Road in Valparaiso, and you can also check them out on the web at hfmowers.com. Exclusion apply while supplies last. Discount amounts for riding mowers and zero-turn vary by product. See store for details.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo.
Play. The injured Viking is off the field. Chesterton's offense can go back to work. 2nd and 8 on their own 37. Perez over the middle. He has his man, and that's enough for a Four Seasons first down. Dylan Bradford, the tight end, sees his first action. Perez just hit him on the quick hitch.
Great play action, a little RPO there.
Check that. It's the fullback, Peyton Schlabowski.
Yeah, but a great read there by Perez. And
is a Trojan.
Nice bullet pass. And the PA guy's been waiting all night to do that. But
the cheerleaders have been right there with him, flashing the first down cards.
That was a good one.
It's 1st and 10. Chesterton near midfield. Handoff up the middle. Lewis makes a cut and runs into a handful of Valparaiso tacklers.
Carries the ball for the Trojans.
A gain of 1 on first down after the quick hitch.
Again, I know it's not much, but I think you have to continue to run that middle play. I think running the middle play set up the first down play that they had, because the linebackers came up, the secondary came up, and you have to continue again. Keep the clock rolling, keep the game close, and then give yourself a chance at the end.
Well, Chesterton's done that tonight, yet to find the score sheet, but they are creating opportunities for themselves.
But this is a good drive.
Another handoff, Lewis. He dives past midfield down at the Valparaiso 49.
Yeah, and your third and manageable. The clock's rolling. Again, you have plenty of time to score with a quarter and a half, but I really like this strategy.
Chesterton in no hurry to run their next play. This drive to open the third quarter nearing 4 minutes. 3rd and 5 on Valparaiso's half of the field. A miscommunication on the handoff. Lewis couldn't take it initially, but he falls right on it at the 49. No gain, and now Chesterton has to roll the dice.
It was a very fortunate bounce that come right back up into Lewis's gut there. Good smart play here by Coach to maybe pin Valpo back a little bit. We were just bragging on how good the Chesterton kickers are, so we'll see how they do it in live action here.
Alex Drew's on to kick it away. They get it off a high arching kick towards the 20. Versure takes it and gets brought down immediately upon receiving the kick. About a 2-yard return. And Valparaiso gets set for their first drive of the second half at their own 23. While we have a break in the action, we'd like to remind you that Lengel's Pizza has been a favorite spot since 1979. Enjoy pizza, sandwiches, and more. Dine in or carry out. Lengel's serves Northwest Indiana from their 3 locations, Highland, Schererville, and Crown Point. Order online at lengelspizza.com. Lengel's Pizza, the official pizza of the Region Sports Network.
Real quick, Track and Van Til score update. Still in the second quarter, Crown Point is up 42-6 over Portage. And I believe they were down 6-0, so I think that's 42 unanswered points.
Safe to say Crown Point's going to have a lot of momentum going into next week's matchup against Valparaiso.
LaPorte is up 10-10, tied with Lake Central. LaPorte and Lake Central tied at 10, halfway through the third.
A late flag after the play. That pushes Valparaiso back to their own 13. Clark hands off to Davis up the middle. He fights through a
Davis
couple of
carries the
Chesterton
ball.
defenders up to the 19.
Yeah, he's just a pile mover, right? Again, we talk about that offensive line. That just gets 5 yards at a time.
Stop for the Trojans made by Cole Gonzalez.
They're not quite at the
and
point where they
Lucas
want to
Anderson.
shorten the game and just keep handing it off to Davis to bleed the clock, but it certainly helps to get him back in rhythm to get to that point.
Yeah.
They go right back to him on
Davis on
second
the carry
down,
again.
a minimal gain. That sets
Stop
up
is made by Lucas
around a
Anderson.
3rd and 2.
But you're killing two birds with one stone. You're moving the football and the clock's rolling. So, it's win-win.
It's 3rd and a
Trojans
long
fans,
one
let's
for
make some
Valparaiso.
noise. It's third
approaching the halfway point of the 3rd quarter.
Down.
Valparaiso puts bodies on the line. They go right back to Davis up the middle, has some room. A shoestring
Davis
tackle
carries the ball for the
prevents the
Vikings.
big gain,
Brought
but
down
Valparaiso
by number 6,
goes to
Hayden
their
DeMarco.
running back, Davis, for a 4 seasons first down.
Again, guys on the line, number 52, DeAndre Price, 6'2", 305. He's a junior, so he's going to be back. Matt Halfer, Division I offers, 6'6", 295 on the offensive line. That's one of those where it makes the running back look real good. Davis is good, but these guys make some holes.
Handoff goes to Berta. He ran into one of his own linemen and
Berta
goes
carries the ball
down
for the
for
Vikings.
a loss.
Number
Stop is made by
77,
number 90,
Caleb
Owen
Sharp,
Edlin.
6'3", 265 junior. Again, then they have depth. They rotate guys in and out.
They have 10 people that can slot in pretty much anywhere. That's such a luxury to have, especially at this level with a running back like Travis Davis. Another carry on second down. This time, Davis totes the rock.
Davis
He
on the
spins
carry.
forward for a gain of 2.
Oh.
Valparaiso still behind the sticks
Stop
with a
is made
3rd
for
and
the
9, but a
Trojans.
late flag comes
By number
in
23,
that could set them back
Corey
even further.
Kasky. There's a flag on the play.
Unsportsmanlike conduct after the play against Valparaiso, so the down counts.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
But Valparaiso moves back 10 yards.
Yeah, they're getting a little chirpy. Again, like you said, these guys really, with the proximity of the schools, they know each other, and some of them on Friday nights just don't like each other. So getting a little chippy right now. So if you're coach, again, that's lack of discipline, right? We talked about that.
It sets up a 3rd and 24 following the 15-yard penalty. Valparaiso backed up to their own 18. An opportunity
Trojan fans,
for
make some noise.
Chesterton
It's
to force the 3 and out. They
third
really
down.
need to get back into this game in earnest.
3rd and Lake Michigan here. So what do you run? Do you run a draw? Do you run a little swing pass to Davis, or you take a shot at it?
Chesterton's running man-to-man on the outside. Pressure coming. Clark slings it long for Stokes and just out of reach.
Clark's pass intended.
Jude Palm
Julian
was there
Stokes
in
falls
coverage to
incomplete.
lock him up, and Chesterton forces the 3 and out.
What a great, again, what a great job by the Chesterton defense with the help of the penalty by Valpo, but I've been really impressed with the Chesterton D.
On the punt for the Vikings, number 82.
Drayden Wilcox on to boot it away to Alex
Back deep for the Trojans is
Santucci.
Alex Santucci.
Chesterton, as it looks, is going to get set for their best starting field position of the game. Wilcox with a high punt, not too much distance on it. Takes a Valparaiso bounce and comes to rest at the Chesterton 43, and that's where the Trojans will take over.
Valparaiso punt
Again,
is
we'll see
down
if,
by number
we
21,
talked
TJ
about it.
Watkins.
They had a nice long drive on the clock.
The Trojans
Their
moving
first
in this
possession in the
drive,
second
first
half.
and 10.
They didn't get
From
the
their
6
own
points they wanted,
43-yard
but
line.
they are moving the football, but you just got to finish drives. Valpo, we saw just like the same as last week. They have that bend but don't break. They're pretty, they pick it up in the red zone, and I'm not sure if Chesterton's been in the red zone yet, have they?
They have not.
Yeah.
Perez back to work. Hands it off for Benny Rivera, and he
Lewis carries the
struggles.
ball.
Garrett Lewis struggles for a minimal gain.
Great job
Brought down
again.
by
It
number
continues
32,
by the Valpo
Sammy
D. Just a
Amniotis.
defensive battle here tonight.
On the Chesterton side, Lewis has been the majority of their offense with the quarterback rotations they've had to deal with. How valuable is it to have a guy like Lewis who can give you dependable carries game in, game out?
Yeah, we talked about that. I don't know how many other playmakers they really have right now with Brady McCormick sitting on the sideline.
Play action, firing towards the hash. It's tipped and caught. Lewis Raffin into Valparaiso territory. A bit of good fortune for the Trojans, but it's a Four Seasons first down either way.
Dangerous play there. That Valpo guy could have had a pick six. He saw
the result of the play.
Moments of fortune in his life.
First down.
That turned from a pick six into a momentum-shifting play for the Chesterton offense.
Yeah, that could have went the other way real easily, but great play by Chesterton and hanging in there.
Perez late into the huddle after sprinting to the sideline to get the play. They break it with 9 seconds. They've got to hurry.
They got to hurry. They don't want to burn that other second time out.
1 on the play clock. They get it off just in time. Handoff Lewis up the middle. Valparaiso limits him to a minimal gain.
I would like to see him
Brendan Gagan
hit the hole a little straight forward. And I know there's guys dancing around and there's a lot of guys at his feet, but get north-south and get a couple yards.
Lewis barely crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
It's about a gain of a foot. Still 2nd and 10, under 4 to go in the third quarter.
He's kind of hopping side to side. Just get what you can. Put your head down. He's a big kid.
They run play action, pressure coming, hit as he throws, and he hits his man in stride. Lewis Raffin into the end zone, touchdown Chesterton. There is a flag on the play. This touchdown is up in the air for the moment.
You see a little chair out. That's an old school chair out by a slot guy. Like we talked about, Valpo challenges offenses to throw over the top, and they got him. They got him breaking on the ball.
This touchdown's going to stand. It's a pass interference call against Valparaiso. Chesterton really needed that big play to spark some momentum. That just got it. CJ Perez's first ever touchdown pass. He hit Lewis Raffin right in stride.
And Perez has got time to throw, too. That's the impressive thing. That Chesterton offensive line is doing a great job of giving him time. Great play.
Drew's on for the extra point. Perez in to hold. It is a 7-point game in Chesterton. On their second drive of the third quarter, CJ Perez puts Chesterton in the end zone, and Valparaiso's lead shrinks to just 1 score. 14-7, the Vikings still lead it. 3:14 to go in the third quarter. This is Game Night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Beef of Indiana.
On the web at hfmowers.com. Exclusion apply while supplies last. Discount amounts for riding mowers and zero-turn vary by product. See store for details.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
The energy is back in the stadium following the CJ Perez touchdown pass. 14-7, Valparaiso on top of Chesterton, but the Trojans have the momentum right now. J.P. Mikrovitz set to send it away on this Quintel kickoff. Valparaiso with 3 back, Bradney, McKenzie, and Stokes. Their cheerleaders continue to fire up the fans behind them as Mikrovitz boots it long. Stokes takes it inside his own 15, up the middle. He's got some room to run. Lost the football late. The referees are going to say he was down at the 39. It looked like one of those situations in which the ground caused the fumble, so Valparaiso keeps the football.
Right, but big picture here, Ryan. This is what we talked about before the game. You throw the records out the window. You know that in this game, weird things happen. Chesterton came in, motivated. They're sticking to their game plan. Again, I think they're doing a better job in the second half of eating the clock, keeping the Valpo offense on the sideline.
They're back to work right now. They go with a shovel pass to Scotty Bradney, and he's swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. Valparaiso tries a little trickery, but Chesterton was ready.
Number 42, Parker Westmoreland.
Yeah, Westmoreland did a great job of turning that back to the middle and cutting off that didn't let Bradney get the top speed. Bradney's one of the quickest guys we've seen so far this year, but Westmoreland did a great job of shutting that off before he got going.
Valparaiso's behind the sticks, 2nd and 11 at their own 38. The Vikings are in need of a long drive to take the air out of the Chesterton momentum. They hand it off, or rather they run it with Clark. He's got room on the far sideline. One man to beat. He gets shoved out of bounds.
Clark keeps the ball for the Vikings. Push out of bounds by number 18.
Josh Davis just saved a touchdown, but the QB keeper results in a huge gain for Valparaiso, a much-needed 4 seasons first down.
Well, we've talked about it, too. Valpo's been in this game. Valpo's been in close games. In their run to Indy last year, they were battling tooth and nail every game. So they've been in these situations, and you don't see the panic from Valpo. You got seniors. You got Clark that play right there was just a nice read, and he kept it down the sideline. So they've been here, and it just is this is what experience is good for.
They take the handoff, go with the reverse. A lot of space to operate. One-cut, Julian Stokes into the end zone. A 3-play drive, and Valparaiso's back up by 2 scores.
Might be a
24, Julian Stokes carries the ball for the Vikings.
On your replay there online, but could be a play of the game
There's a flag on the play.
But there is a flag.
There is a flag. It looked like it came in after the play. I believe this touchdown is going to stand. The referees will talk this over, though. It's an unsportsmanlike conduct on Valparaiso after the play, so the touchdown stands. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. It is 20-7. Julian Stokes has 1 touchdown through the air.
The penalty comes after the
and
touchdown.
Another on the ground. He has been a difference maker for the Vikings tonight.
Attempt. Number 82, Drayden Wilcox.
Just what the doctor ordered for Valpo, right? I don't know if we've seen that play yet this year.
Wilcox's extra point is good, and Valparaiso's lead is restored to 14.
With 2:11 remaining in the third quarter,
Valparaiso cuts down the Chesterton momentum. 21-7 the score, 2:11 to go in the third quarter. This is Game Night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Looking to buy a used vehicle at a reasonable price in the Valparaiso area? Then check out Valpo Car Company, a family-owned dealership since 2009. Recently given an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau, Valpo Car Company finances all types of credit. Stop in and see the owner, Nick Mandich, a 2002 Valparaiso High School graduate, at their dealership at 150 East US Highway 6 in Valpo. You always could check out their website at www.valpocarco.com, where you can easily find the used car you want in seconds. Valpo Car Company. We could help you get into the ride you want.
The secret to making life better is found at Duffy's Place in Valparaiso, Indiana. Duffy's Place is open 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. daily with delicious beverages and great tasting food. The staff at Duffy's Place loves what they do and they love their customers. If you want some choices of great food including wings, burgers, pierogies, great live music, and great people in both the staff and customers, this is the place for you. Stop in for a bite and watch your favorite
happened up the field. Now
Here comes another flag.
He's going to get a sideline.
Head coach Mark Peterson is irate. That sets Chesterton back even further.
We have another flag.
Personal foul on the sideline. Our coaching
Chesterton.
staff have got to. As I said before, being an official is one of the more difficult and thankless things probably on this planet. So these guys, like we said, the crew here led by Larry Babcock, they're doing a great job trying to keep things together.
They've been magnificent.
Yes, they have. And they do an amazing job every Friday night for our student athletes. And sometimes things get a little heated, Ryan, as I'm sure you've seen. And
especially in a rivalry game like this where every play carries extra weight.
Look at this, first and Ridge Road.
Initially, that return set Chesterton up inside the Valparaiso 40. Now they get set for a 1st and 35.
1st and 35.
At their own 15.
They're going to move the chains. Hold on a second.
Here we go.
I don't think that's right.
Get it moving. Check that.
But
it's back to a 1st and 10.
But it's a
quick
dead
throw towards Raffin, incomplete into the turf.
It's a dead ball.
Perez's pass intended for Louis Raffin falls incomplete.
So I don't know why the markers would move.
I believe it's because it was a dead ball penalty after the block in the back. So that takes away what would have been a 1st and 20. Or actually, that still would have been a 1st and 10 because it was on the kickoff.
But then you had the personal foul against the sideline.
I think it was because it was a dead ball. Perez drops back, looking over the middle, fires deep towards Lewis. It's out of reach. Tyler Verschure, the Valparaiso corner, was closest to it. And Chesterton is really up against it with a 3rd down upcoming.
I'll tell you what, like we've said, and they have to with Lewis's game-breaking playability. They move him around a lot, but he's going to sleep well. They got him all over the place.
He's like their Christian McCaffrey. You can line him up at running back. You can line him up at wide receiver. Heck, he also has an interception playing defensive back tonight.
I'm sure he appreciates being compared to Christian McCaffrey. But
he's just that versatile chess piece.
I understand what you're saying.
Empty set shotgun for Perez. Quick 5-step drop over the middle, incomplete. Couldn't get the timing right with Chadwick, and Chesterton has to punt.
Well, this is again what I was leading to was Chesterton's got to be very careful right now with the explodability of the Valpo offense.
On in punt formation,
this could get away from them
Number
quickly.
96, Alex Drews. Back deep for the Vikings.
Immediately after that Chesterton touchdown, Valparaiso showed it off with that 3-play drive for 6 points.
Yeah. It was just,
and now they're going to have even better field position.
Yeah, it's gone from a one-possession game here to it could get ugly.
Short kick from Drews takes a Valparaiso bounce. And Chesterton downs it on their own 35.
The Vikings
this is a critical drive right here for Chesterton's defense. You need to keep Valparaiso off the scoreboard right here if you want to stay in this game.
I really think so. Like you said last week, the Valpo defense threw a shutout. And with the adjustments that were made, and Valpo's going to try to score here and start making it difficult for Chesterton to come back here tonight.
This Valpo defense went 4 straight quarters without allowing a single point. That's how good they've been as of late. Hand off to Davis on 1st down, finds some space up the middle,
Davis
falls forward to the 31.
Again, we've talked about it. The middle,
tripped up by number 22,
the middle
Lucas Anderson.
Layer here, the 4 linebackers for Chesterton have done an amazing job limiting the Valpo ground game, especially on the inside between the tackles.
2nd and 6 for the Valpo offense. They run keeper with Clark. The Chesterton defense fooled. Clark gets shoved out of bounds right at the 20.
And pushed out of
4
bounds.
seasons first down has Valparaiso set up in the red zone.
When you're the defensive line, you're kind of told and trained to watch the pullers, right? Number 68 for Valpo, Grant Anderson pulled to the right, which really confused the defensive line, and Clark comes to the left here. So that was a great job there by the Valpo offense.
They go back to Davis, spins off a tackler.
Davis carries the
and
ball.
Drops down at the 17.
Cole Gonzalez.
Yeah, that misdirection, and there's a lot of little tricks and stunts going on by the Valpo offensive line. They're a very experienced group. We've talked about that, but they're working together very well.
Under a minute to go in the third quarter, Valparaiso content to let the clock run. 21-7, they lead it. A chance to build their largest lead of the night. Chesterton puts 8 in the box. They go the handoff up the middle. Davis has space. Pushed down at the 5. A big run for Davis. 15 yards. And a Four Seasons first down sets Valparaiso up in their first goal-to-go situation.
Yeah, Josh Davis, 5'9" junior with a touchdown-saving tackle there. Great job.
They go right back to Davis up the middle, pushing through the pile. He's just short. The referees rule him down at the 1, but Valparaiso is knocking on the doorstep.
They're going hurry up. They smell blood in the water. They want to get it before Chesterton can get set.
Clark lines up under center. They go QB sneak, and they push him through. Touchdown, Valparaiso. Clark has his first rushing touchdown tonight.
For a Valparaiso touchdown.
Again, when you got Davis and the rest of their backfield, getting all the press, but it's still, I think, that offensive line, Valpo's success is really based on how well they do here tonight.
That touchdown just beat the clock. Time expired as Clark pushed into the end zone. Wilcox on for the extra points. Valparaiso will take a 21-point lead into the final quarter.
At the end of the third quarter,
28-7, Valparaiso on top. The fourth quarter begins with a Quintel kickoff when we come back. This is Game Night, built by Von Tobel here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
We're on to the final 12 minutes here in Chesterton. A Valparaiso touchdown as the clock expired on the third quarter has him up by 3 scores for the first time tonight. 28-7, they're on top as Drayden Wilcox gets set for the Quintel kickoff. Chesterton needs a quick drive here if they have any hope of sparking a comeback.
Well, we've talked about how they're not really suited to come back from big margins of loss. So, they need something here quickly.
DeMarco on the return.
Hayden DeMarco falls forward to the 24-yard line. That's where Chesterton gets this drive started.
Another dead ball flag.
That came in way late. Chesterton's offense had already started taking the field as soon as the referee went to his pocket.
Real quick, Strack and Van Til scoreboard update. Hanover Central defeats KV 47-7 to remain undefeated in the Northwest Crossroads. They're going to be tough to beat.
If I'm not mistaken, they're the third-ranked team in the region.
Yeah. They're pretty good. Lake Central's up 17-10 now over LaPorte.
Unsportsmanlike, Valparaiso.
The penalty goes against Valparaiso, so tack 15 more yards onto the return. Chesterton gets a big boost. They'll start out on their own 39.
That's something. I'll tell you what, there's going to be a little cardio going on in Valpo practice with all these dead ball personal fouls. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Perez hands off to Lewis, pushes forward past right tackle, and he's taken down to the 43.
Nice run by the young man. Again, nice push by the Chesterton offensive line.
For the Trojans.
You mentioned having to run off the penalties. I don't know if you remember this back in the day. It reminds me of that one season of Hard Knocks where they had the Rams as soon as they went to L.A. Every preseason game, they would run sprints at the end of practice to account for every single penalty they accrued during the game.
Sure. It's just, you need cardio anyway. Good workout.
A play action, quick throw to Raffin. He hauls it in and immediately gets taken down.
Louis Raffin.
A 2-yard catch for Louis Raffin, 3rd and 6. I guess if you're going to have your guys do cardio, you have to tie a lesson into it. Don't commit penalties, especially the preventable off-ball ones.
Yeah, especially dead ball. Those are controllable. Good tackle there by number 17, Tice Morris, 5'10", junior, 160 pounds. Stopped the receiver right when he caught it. Great job.
It's 3rd and 4 for this Chesterton offense. Valparaiso shows pressure. Play action over the middle, incomplete, but
That's
a flag
hold.
comes in.
Yeah.
This should be pass interference.
Yeah, he grabbed him.
And Peliotis had a jersey full of Raffin there.
He sure did. That's a holding. Pass interference. That could have been 6 if Chesterton, if he gets through that without getting grabbed.
That's a touchdown-saving penalty. Do you run that off in practice next week?
Yeah. Flag's a flag.
I guess you got to stay consistent with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The pass interference gives Chesterton a free 4 seasons first down. Play stops for the moment as the chain gang resets. The football placed at the Valparaiso 40.
Quick track and field scoreboard update. Andrean leads Hobart 24-14. What a nice game there for Andrean so far. See if they can finish it out.
Little pre-snap motion, handoff Lewis. Valparaiso knocks him down behind the line of scrimmage. Garrett Lewis has been the focal point of Chesterton's offense. Will stop that point for a second as a Valparaiso player is down.
You see the teammates flagging the trainer over that. You can tell how serious that is. Hopefully the young man's okay.
As he receives medical attention, we'll send it to break. 10:18 to go in regulation. Valparaiso up 28-7. This is Game Night built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Centrally located in downtown Indianapolis, the Hampton Inn is just steps away from Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Situated at 105 South Meridian Street, shopping, restaurants, entertainment, and many Indianapolis attractions are in near proximity. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a gym fitness center. For reservations, the number is 317-261-1200. The website is hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
Update your kitchen or bathroom with Von Tobel. Get 20% off select cabinets now through October 28th. Von Tobel has cabinets and vanities in a range of styles and colors. Plus, built-in storage, countertops, and flooring. Our designers will help you find the perfect selections for your style and budget. Scan to visit VonTobels.com today to book your free consultation at one of our 4 Indiana showrooms. Von Tobel. Building better together.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the game. Crowell Companies, proud to recognize the superheroes on the field and on the court. Fortunately, the injured Valparaiso Viking Caleb Ortiz is helped to his feet, and he will make his way to the sideline. Certainly a scary moment to witness, but fortunately, he looks to be okay. 28-7 Valparaiso, 10:18 left to go in the game. Chesterton's offense is in need of a quick strike.
Yeah, he'll go over to the trainer's tent over there, but nice to see him walk off under his own power.
Certainly won't speculate as to what the injury is.
He's running off now. That's a good job. I'm glad. He'll go over to the trainer's tent.
He was just about ready to get set on the sideline, but then the trainers had to say, no, you're going to the tent.
Yeah, let's just make sure.
They had to intervene.
Sure.
Ortiz to throw. A quick swing pass to the running back. Rivera shakes a tackler and falls forward to the Valparaiso 38.
to number 32, Caden Summer.
Caden Summer with the catch.
Summer's tackled by number 98, Parker
That
Gleason.
sets up a 3rd and 8. Rather, it was Summer, not Rivera.
You cannot not be impressed with C.J. Perez and his showing here tonight. Again, we talked about it. He probably didn't think he was going to get in behind Brady McCormick, but unfortunately McCormick goes down, and Perez has stepped in and done an amazing job against one of the better defenses in the state of Indiana.
Perez rolls right. Fires, completes.
Perez's pass is complete to number 10, Garrett
He's
Lewis.
gotten Garrett Lewis once again. Chesterton picks up a much-needed 4 seasons first down.
Again, he's moving the pocket
The result of the
to
play,
give him some time. And I know he's rolling to his right, but again, great play by Lewis to finish the possession there with the catch. He's coming off limping.
And Lewis has put in a full shift tonight. Certainly not what you want to see from the Chesterton perspective, but you have to appreciate what Lewis has been able to do. A new running back in for Valparaiso. The handoff goes to Andrew Gouveia.
Andrew Gouveia carries the ball for
Andrew
the Trojans.
Gouveia. Short carry for normally a guy that plays quarterback.
Again, you see the depth of Chesterton. And again, in time, they're going to be okay. They're just outmanned a little bit here tonight, but they've got depth, and they just need minutes. We talk about game repetitions, and these guys need minutes, and they're going to get better with time.
Fortunately, Lewis is all right. He checks back in immediately after just the one play. 2nd and 9 from the Valpo 25. Valpo shows blitz. Here it comes. They hand it off to Lewis. Gets through the first wave and picks up a mid-sized gain.
Stop is made by number 37, Ruben Wall.
Well, he was one tackle away, right? I think he was one guy away from breaking that to the house. But, Valpo's really pinning their ears back and getting after Chesterton right now.
3rd and 7. Most definitely 4-down territory for this Chesterton offense with the clock under 8 minutes to go in regulation.
Yeah, no question about that. They're going to try to, again, it's one of those you don't need to get it all right now.
They run play action over the middle, incomplete. Tice Morris got a hand in the way of that pass intended for Raffin. And now Chesterton sets up for a gotta-have-it 4th down.
Yeah, he did. A receiver did a great job of getting the defense behind him. But like you mentioned, he reached over right in time and got a piece of that ball. But that's both ways, pretty good play.
Kind of looked like a basketball setup. You try to create that seal and open up the passing lane, but Morris just jumped it, got a hand in front.
And that's what we talk about. The receiver's got to do a little better job of coming back to the ball a little bit.
4th down, Chesterton needs it. Pressure comes. Lewis evades the rush, scrambles right. He's got room. The 1st down and more. Out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Perez turns to his legs for a 4 seasons 1st down. Chesterton in a goal-to-go situation.
Yeah, they brought pressure from the weak side, from the short side of the field, and he got by that one tackler and the corner that was committing for the blitz and made something happen. Again, how can you not be impressed by his play here tonight? Great job by the young man.
It was an impossible situation, but he has more than risen to the occasion. Perez hands off to Lewis. Breaks to his left. Valparaiso closing in, and they stuff him at the line of scrimmage.
Trojans. Brought down by number 17, Tice Morris.
Tice Morris was in on that tackle, but also number 16, Tyler Verschure. He finished off the tackle again, but that shows what the team speed of that Valpo defense is pretty tough to match up with.
The referees rule a loss of a yard. 2nd and goal at the 10. Chesterton lines up 4 wide. Perez to throw. Looking towards the middle of the field, incomplete. He wanted Raffin again, but Tommy Ampiliotis got his hand in the way.
Yeah, those receivers go in the middle of that little slant and they sit. I was kind of waiting for him to continue to go, finish the slant pattern and maybe end up in the end zone. But they're sitting in the middle there, like you said, and our defenders do a pretty good job of breaking them up from behind.
It just looks like Raffin is running his routes, like I said earlier, like he's trying to create a seal in basketball.
Yeah, I would like to see it keep going and see what happens.
3rd and goal for the Trojans. Clock under 7 minutes to go in the game. Perez, a quick drop, goes towards the far pylon, up in the air, knocked away. Tyler Verschure got his hand in the way, and Chesterton faces 4th down.
Yeah, that was a little jump ball, but it's hard to throw it to a 5'9" guy in a jump ball situation. If you want to maybe put out your tallest guy over there and get a height advantage, but good effort. It was a good throw. You know, he dropped it in the bucket out there, but just didn't finish the play.
Chesterton cannot pick up a Four Seasons first down. The line to gain is the goal line. Schlabowski, the fullback in the backfield. Chesterton wants to talk this one over. They use their second timeout of the half.
Yeah, this is the ball game for Chesterton, right? If you don't convert here, it's going to be a very steep hill to climb. But I think Coach Peterson knows the importance of this play, so you might as well get it right.
While we have a break in the action, we'd like to remind you to stay with Region Sports after the game as we send it back to the Centier Bank studio. RSN will recap all of tonight's action from around the region, all from the Centier Bank studio.
That's Brandner, right?
It is.
He's probably enjoying some Lango's pizza at this moment.
Why wouldn't you? It's really good pizza.
Wake up, Brandner. Wake up.
Hey, you still got work to do when this one's over.
Yeah. It's Track and Van Til scoreboard update. Andrane is up on Hobart 24-14.
That could go a long way towards deciding the Northwest Crossroads Conference.
Well, between Hanover Central, Hobart, and Andrean, three-headed monster.
I believe they finished in a three-way tie for the conference trophy last year, too.
Well, I think this is Hanover Central's first year in that conference, but there might have been three different teams. But
I know there was a three-way tie.
Yeah.
It might not have been Hanover Central.
Right.
4th and goal. Perez to throw for the end zone, intended for Lewis, incomplete. Threw into double coverage, a couple of Vikings in the area, Ty Veen and Sammy Ampeliotis. And after a long drive, Chesterton finishes with nothing.
10 from their own 10-yard line.
Great effort by both Perez and Lewis there to make a play. That was he gave it his all. He tried. Again, he's his gas tank's on low right now. But he's giving great effort here tonight.
Valparaiso takes over at their own 10-yard line. 6:36 to go in regulation. This is one of those drives where I'm sure they're just going to keep it on the ground.
Yeah, why not?
They hand it off with Davis. They had a hole initially, but Chesterton closed it quickly, just a gain of 2.
Brought down by number 22, Lucas Anderson.
Chesterton's thinking the same thing you are, and they're really filling those gaps. We mentioned the linebackers have done an amazing job all night of slowing Davis down a little bit. I mean, he hasn't had the big night that we've seen.
Keep in mind, Chesterton only has one timeout left.
Well, starts with a stop on this drive. They got in order to do the comeback that they want to try to do.
They go right back to Davis, spins around a would-be tackler and falls forward to the 15.
Tackles made.
Sets up a 3rd and 5 for Valparaiso, and that clock just continues to bleed. Now under 6 minutes to go.
That's one of these. This is one of those philosophical plays, right? Do you put it in the air and give it a chance, or do you run the ball and force Chesterton to do something with that clock? You know, of course, they're taking a lot of the play clock. But if you run the ball, at least the clock's rolling. If you throw the ball and it's dropped, the clock stopped.
And you're up by 3 scores. You don't need to operate with urgency.
Sure, of course. But I'm interested to see this play call.
They line up 4 wide. Davis, the running back, beside Clark. They drop back to throw. Clark evades pressure right.
Oh, boy.
Towards the sideline. He just hucks it over Stokes' head. Chesterton just locked him up. And not only does that force a punt, but the clock stops with 5:10 to play in the 4th.
And that's what I was talking about. The clock is stopped. At this point, well, like you said, you're up 3 touchdowns. The clock's your friend. do you run something? We know Clark can run the ball. Do you run something there, give yourself a chance, and keep the clock rolling? I know it's just something to make you go, make you think about it a little bit.
Drayden Wilcox backed up to his own goal line to boot it away. High end-over-end kick. Santucci calls for fair catch and reels it in at the Valpo 44.
Fun is fair caught by Santucci.
5:02 to go in regulation. Valparaiso leads Chesterton 28-7. At this point, this might be one of those situations where you want to put a good drive together just so you have something positive to take into the next week of practice.
Well, that, and if you decide, if you think you're still on the chance to win this one, then you need to score quick on the other side of that, right, on the flip side.
The defense gave him a chance with that 3-and-out, but we'll see if Perez can engineer a touchdown drive fast. Keep in mind, Chesterton only has one timeout.
Well, we've talked about the clock stops with first downs here. Lewis is in the backfield, so I was interested to see if he was going to continue to play.
Before the snap, Chesterton has to use their final timeout.
The
play clock was running down.
Timeout.
And they use their last timeout to save the 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, that's got to be a little frustrating for Coach Peterson.
So now you have no timeouts. And you got to get 3 scores along with 2 stops.
It just got a little more challenging, right? Real quick, Strack and Van Til scoreboard update. Wheeler is up on Boone Grove 28-20 in the fourth quarter. That's another one of those rivalry games. You threw out the record book. I know you're an Illinois guy here, Ryan, but just telling you, these Porter
Doesn't mean I don't know what a rivalry looks like. We have a couple of good ones on that side of the border, too.
Absolutely.
Especially with Chicago Catholic League play. Forget it.
That's a whole other world over there, boy. Real quick, another one. Strack and Van Til scoreboard update. Andrain is up 24-21 on Hobart. Hobart's coming back.
Well, I like to think I'm well-versed in this world, too.
Where's Boone Grove, Ryan?
It's in the region.
There you go. They don't like each other. Boone Grove and Wheeler do not like each other just as much as these guys don't. That's all.
1st and 10 at the Valpo 44. They go with the handoff to Lewis. Has some space up the middle. Shakes a tackler, and he gets brought down at the 32-yard line. Check that.
Number 32, Sammy Ampliotis.
Gavea.
Andrew Gavea was on the carry, but a 4 seasons first down carry.
First.
I apologize, especially as the night goes on. These numbers are getting harder and harder to read.
Yeah, the lighting here in our little area is not real.
That 3 looked like a 0.
Good explosive run there by Gavea.
And his reward, he stays in at running back. Clock runs under 4:30. They go with the play action towards the near side. Chadwick makes the catch, but he's wrapped up immediately.
Pass is complete to
TJ Watkins got a body on him as soon as he hauled in the pass, and that keeps the clock moving. Now 4:10 to go.
But that was that slant that we talked about, right? He didn't sit on that one. He was continuing to move toward the middle, almost like a little post route. But great timing, great feet by Perez, and put him right on the numbers.
2nd and 6, that goes as a completion of 4 yards. Gavea remains the running back. They run play action. They go to the middle of the field, and it's hauled in.
Yeah.
Perez's pass complete to number 32, Caden Summer.
Caden Summer picks up his first reception of the game.
Number 2, Thomas.
And Chesterton picks up another 4 seasons first down.
And we've talked about how Valpo challenges you to throw the football, and they're selling out, bringing up their four down linemen and bringing linebackers in and blitzing. That's what's that little gap, that little void in between him and the safety. That's what's open.
Less than 3:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Chesterton's offense is on the move. Perez takes the snap. 7-step drop, fires towards the end zone. It's over Chadwick's head, but a flag comes in, and Valparaiso just gave Chesterton another 4 seasons first down.
I think that's a pass interference, that little double move. The secondary grabbed him. Yep.
It goes as pass interference against the cornerback T.J. Watkins. Another 4 seasons first down for Chesterton. They get set up 1st and goal at the 10.
Good little drive here for Chesterton, moving the football.
Hey, stranger things have happened in this game. A quick score and an onside kick. You've got a chance to repeat and make Valparaiso sweat.
We've seen how strong the Valpo defense is in the red zone, though. Again, yes, I agree with Chesterton doing a great job moving the football.
They run play action towards Gavia, brings it in just shy of the 5-yard line. Valparaiso quick to knock him down.
Number 13.
Yeah, the field shrinks.
Andrew Govea.
The little slants are still there.
By Sammy Ampliotis.
They're just sitting down a little shorter.
2:45 left in the 4th. Chesterton with a 2nd and goal at the 6. They continue to go 4 wide. They hand it off for Summer, breaking into the end zone, touchdown.
Hayden Summer carries the ball for the Trojans.
Chesterton finds pay dirt once again, and the extra point will cut this down to a 14-point game. Just made that quick cut at the hash, Doug.
Just impressive to see Chesterton's answer there, right?
Number 96, Alex Drew.
Great drive there by the Trojan offense.
Alex Drew's on for the extra points. His kick is good. 28-14 Valparaiso. Now Chesterton has to send their hands team onto the field for the onside kick. But that will come on the other side of this break. This is Game Night, built by Von Tobel here on Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
This evening.
Update your kitchen or bathroom with Von Tobel. Get 20% off select cabinets now through October 28th. Von Tobel has cabinets and vanities in a range of styles and colors. Plus, built-in storage, countertops, and flooring. Our designers will help you find the perfect selections for your style and budget. Scan to visit VonTobels.com today to book your free consultation at one of our 4 Indiana showrooms. Von Tobel. Building better together.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Chesterton runs with a pooch kick, bounces down at the 25, and Berta falls on it on his own 19-yard line. Excuse me.
And the Vikings will begin their drive. 1st and 10 from their own 19.
Valparaiso falls on it.
If you're Valpo here, you just run the ball. Chesterton's out of timeouts, right?
They are out of timeouts. It feels like all you need is a couple good runs, and you're good.
Yep, move the chains.
28-14 the score, 2:30 to go in the 4th quarter. Valparaiso gets their offense going. Bird to the deep back. They hand it to him up the middle. Busts through the hole for a gain of 6.
Berta carries the ball for the Vikings.
And Chesterton, mind you, is out of timeouts.
Number 18,
the
Josh
clock
Davis.
runs, and they can do nothing about it.
We've talked about the depth of the backfield with Davis and Berta and Finley and, of course, Clark. This is right here is where the fresh legs help. You know, Chesterton defense is worn down. Done an amazing job here this evening. But they are, when you're facing fresh legs, it's a challenge. So this is where the depth of Valpo really comes to play.
Pistol formation. They go right back to Berta. Jukes around one behind the line of scrimmage. carries a couple bodies with him to the 31, and a 4 seasons first down should just about do it.
Yeah, you're almost to the victory formation. Maybe one more first down, but of course, but they're pretty close mathematically.
Valparaiso lines up in victory formation. They can seal this one away.
Yeah, I thought so. Great effort here by both teams. Chesterton fought all night and answered and played through some adversity and did a great job.
For Valparaiso, they improved to 3-0 in the Duneland Athletic Conference to set up their showdown against Crown Point next week. Their overall record at 4-1. For Chesterton, it's back to the drawing board. 1-2 in the Duneland, 1-4 overall. But the bigger question here is the health of Brady McCormick.
Right. You hope Brady McCormick, sometimes those high ankle sprains take a little longer than a lower ankle sprain, and we hope he's okay and he'll get treated. Like we said, the Chesterton and Valpo training facilities and their athletic trainers are unbelievable, and they'll get those boys ready to go.
One more kneel down should do it for Valparaiso.
Clark takes a knee.
This one's over.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
28-14, your final score. Valparaiso takes Chesterton down to improve to 3-0 on the year and win the rivalry game. What a performance from this Valparaiso defense late. Give C.J. Perez all the credit in the world. Chesterton down to their third-string quarterback. He engineers 2 touchdown drives, but Valparaiso was just too much to handle tonight.
Yeah, the depth and the experience of Valpo, that's going to win him a lot of ball games, but I thought Chesterton showed a lot of heart, a lot of fight, and fought for 4 quarters and didn't back down.
Before we send it back to the Centir Bank studio, we've got a couple of awards to hash out, and we'll start by naming our proud Union home play of the game. Doug, I know you and I talked about this a bit off air. I think we're thinking the same thing here.
Yeah, 2:11 left in the third quarter. We had a Stokes reverse touchdown run. That at the time, Chesterton was fighting back for momentum, but Valpo took it right away with a 3-play touchdown score. So that Stokes touchdown there in the third quarter is our play of the game tonight.
The proud Union home play of the game is presented by IKORCC, training, professionalism, and partnerships for economic development. Next up, the Crowell Companies Lantern Man superhero of the game. Crowell Companies are the insurance superheroes. Doug, who are you thinking?
Were you thinking also Stokes? Is that where
I was thinking Stokes.
Yeah, Julian Stokes, 6-foot junior, made a couple plays. He said he did drop the one that went right through his hands, but he made up for it with 2 touchdowns that were the difference tonight in a 2-touchdown game.
So 1 receiving touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown. Julian Stokes is your Crowell Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. Last up on the list, the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Unlike the last 2 awards, I don't think this one is clear-cut, but Doug, I'm interested to see what you're thinking here.
Well, we were talking, I thought C.J. Perez, the 5'9" junior quarterback, stepped up when Brady McCormick got injured, and we hope he's okay. But I thought C.J. Perez was stepped up and did a really good job. You could also look at the running back Lewis of Chesterton. So, what do you think? I'm going to give you the final vote. Okay.
The only reason I'm going to go against Perez here is because when McCormick went down, Perez was the main storyline. Mm-hmm. Garrett Lewis was just picking up yards, making plays on both sides of the ball all night long, perhaps under the radar. So no disrespect to Perez, but I think he was just too much a focal point of the Chesterton offense to name him the blue-collar player of the game. So that's why I'm going to go with Garrett Lewis. What is that logic? Would you agree with my logic?
I agree with that because they also moved him around a lot, right? And he was very valuable to Chesterton's offense after McCormick went out. So, yeah, I agree with that. And, he, like we said, he played a lot of snaps, and you could see by the end of the game, you could tell, like I said earlier, he's going to sleep well tonight.
He might wake up with a bit of pain, but tonight it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
The loss certainly doesn't help his mood, but he's going to go to sleep like a log.
Yeah, we talked about it. These two could play each other again in Sectional 10. down the road, and Chesterton feels like they got a shot. Right? A lot of people thought that Valpo was going to come in and blow Chesterton's doors off, and like I said, in my old age, I've seen this in this game some crazy things happen. So we had an idea that Chesterton was going to be able to keep it a little close and fight, and they did. So props to Chesterton, and again, props to Valpo for being undefeated in the conference.
That'll do it here from Chesterton. The final score, it's the Valparaiso Vikings 28 and the Chesterton Trojans 14. A big thank you to our producers tonight, our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, our coordinating producer, Claude Martinez, and our sports director, Jack Thiel. Our camera operators tonight, Zach Miller, Matt Wellsand, and Zach Zanelli. A special thank you to the head coaches for both teams, Bill Marshall and Mark Peterson, the athletic directors, Stacy Adams and Jeff Hamstra, and to all our viewers on youtube.com/regionsports, facebook.com/regionsports, regionsports.com, and ihsaatv.org. For Doug Nelson, I'm Ryan Zimmerman saying thank you so much for tuning in to Game Night, built by Von Tobel on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. With that, I'll send you to the Centier Bank Studios for tonight's wrap-up show.